And now look at the roster of the North All-Stars. Wearing number 1, Ramon Hall out of Benson Tech. He's a running back. And a couple of defensive backs to introduce to you. Jefferson's LaRue Burton, number 2. And number 3, Jason Wack out of Benson Tech. At the wide receiver position is Brad Bridgman from Clackamas, number 5. Number 6, Tom Bonner from Marshall. He's a defensive back. And so is Matt James, number 7, out of Hillsboro. Jesuits' Andrew McClave, number 9, is a defensive end. And one of the North quarterbacks is Glencoe's Kurt Barrick, number 10. Number 11 is Dave McLaughlin from Milwaukee High. He's a defensive end. And at the linebacker slot is Oregon City's Adam Piaski, wearing number 17. Number 19, Jason Fellows out of Gresham. He's another quarterback for the North team. And in the same backfield at the running back position is Jesuits' Jason Berry, number 20. Number 22, Craig Gabriel from Sunset High. He's a big linebacker. And at defensive back position is Hillsboro's Matt Benkert, number 23. Eric Nielsen has number 28 on his back out of Gresham High School. He's a running back. And at a DB slot, defensive back, is Aloha's Matt Coulter, number 30. Number 31, Mike Wen out of Franklin High School, that talented wide receiver. And then a trio of running backs. Number 32, Carl Davison from Tigard. Park Rose's Steve Robinson, number 33. And number 34, Eric Green out of Tigard. Jason Rome from Reynolds is number 35. He's a defensive end. And another running back for the North team is Canby's Sam Ware, wearing number 41. Andy Foster, number 42, is a linebacker out of Newburgh High. And 3 offensive linemen coming at you. Benson's Kerry Lish, number 50. Number 51, Steve Smith out of Lake Ridge. And Scott Lauderdale from David Douglas, he's number 54. Wearing double nickels, number 55, Adam White from Oregon City. He's a defensive lineman. And joining him on the line is Central Catholic's Michael Dooney, number 56. Another linebacker for the North team is Canby's Chris Schmidt. He wears number 61. At the offensive line position, Gresham's John Lopez, number 64. Defensive lineman, Eric Moore, number 70. He's from Sunset High School. Rex Putnam's own Ryan Betts, number 73, is a big, tough linebacker. 3 more offensive linemen. Jesuits' Frank Stammers, number 74. Number 76, Darren Border from Beaverton. Number 77, Seth Dittman, is another offensive lineman out of Tigard. Number 79 is Travis Mayer, West Lynn's defensive end. And 82 is Ty Kraft, a Canby tight end. And Nathan Hamilton out of Gresham is a wide receiver, number 88, rounding out the players. Some managers to get you up on: Rick Aldridge from Gresham and Oregon City's Josh Davis. And let's meet the coaches. Assistant coach Clackamas' own Jeff Davis, Kevin Potter out of Jesuit, Bill Dressel from Benson, and head coach Gary Stouts from Gresham. And now let's hear from Ed Wayland, who has the South All-Star rosters.
Okay, number 1, Corey Abraham from Willamette, a wide receiver. Number 4, Brett Peterson from Ashland, a quarterback. Number 5, Tommy Connect from Corvallis, a quarterback. Number 7, Chad Cotta from Ashland, a defensive back. Number 9, Brian Blix from North Bend, a defensive back. Number 10, Kevin Marshall from Crescent Valley, a wide receiver. Number 11, Tony Coker from Lebanon, an inside linebacker. Number 14, Joel Hellerman from South Salem, a defensive lineman. Number 19, Ian Starr from South Eugene, a wide receiver. Number 21, Ace Burdick from Thurston, a running back. Number 22, Adam Bratlin from Churchill, an inside linebacker. Number 23, Ty Jeter from Redmond, a running back. Number 24, Adam Williams from Eagle Point, a defensive back. Number 26, Shane Rivera from Pendleton, a tight end. Number 28, Jason Stockman from Sheldon, a running back. Number 30, Brian Green from Redmond, a wide receiver. Number 34, John Ruby from North Eugene, an inside linebacker. Number 36, Doug Strickland from West Albany, a running back. Number 40, John Weisner from Bend, a defensive back. Number 42, Josh Sellers from Klamath Union, a running back. Number 43, Charlie Marks from McKay, an outside linebacker. Number 44, John Young from Roseburg, an inside linebacker. Number 50, Tom Hansen from Redmond, a defensive lineman. Number 53, Jeff Craypole from North Medford, a linebacker. Number 54, Aaron Sturdivant from Ashland, an offensive lineman. Number 55, George Murhoff from Klamath Union, a linebacker. Number 50, 57, Paul Dirksen from Sprague, a linebacker. Number 62, Wes Charlie from Springfield, a defensive lineman. Number 66, Mike Ford from Crook County, an offensive lineman. Number 68, Tom Holmes from North Bend, a defensive lineman. Number 69, Mike McCulley from West Albany, an offensive lineman. Number 71, Mike Graber from Pendleton, an offensive lineman. Number 72, Troy Mills from Roseburg, a defensive lineman. Number 73, Ian Lombard from Ashland, an offensive lineman. Number 75, Brian Mitchell from McKay, an offensive lineman. Number 78, Heath Howington from Roseburg, an offensive lineman. Number 79, Ryan Bryson from Marshfield, an offensive lineman. And number 88, Russ McFederich from LeGrand, a tight end. Your managers, Mike Wong from Ashland and Eric Nagel from Ashland. Your assistant coaches, John Olson from West Albany, Bob Krofcheck from Redmond, and Howard Johnson from North Bend, and your head coach, Jim Nagel from Ashland.
You know, time has a way of changing things. But the one thing time hasn't changed is the way we feel about service. Next time you need tires, keep us in mind.
The four-door Honda Accord, a tough act to follow. Toyota can't. They charge extra for the moonroof, power windows, door locks, alloy wheels. Taurus can't. Less legroom. They charge extra for the moonroof and don't even offer variable assist power steering. America's #1 selling car. Honda standards are driving the competition absolutely sideways. Take the Honda Challenge. They just made the best car better.
You probably know that the flavor of extra sugar-free gum lasts an extra long time. But you know what I discovered? Extra Winter Fresh. It gives my breath a freshness it's never had before. It keeps my breath winter fresh an extra long time. After all, what good is fresh breath if it doesn't last?
Keep your breath winter fresh an extra long time. Take a bite out of the bite. KOIN TV invites you to experience Oregon's largest outdoor food and music festival. Taste fabulous food, sample wonderful Oregon wines, enjoy marvelous music. August 10th through the 12th at Waterfront Park. The Bite, a very special event for Oregon's Special Olympics. Go ahead, take a bite.
Take a big bite. Take a big bite.
Megabucks, now over $3 million.
Strong legs run, that weak legs may walk. Live from Civic Stadium in Portland, Oregon, it's the 43rd annual Shriners Hospital North-South All-Star Football Game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Civic Stadium, where, as you can see, it is 100 degrees here in downtown Portland as we prepare for the annual North-South Shrine All-Star Football Game. With me in the booth today, Mike Stone. And, Mike, we talked at the opening of the show about the effects of the temperature on the game tonight. And as we can see on the screen, some guys already trying to hydrate a little bit before we have the kickoff.
Yeah, I think the big boys are going to suffer a lot. And there are some big boys in this contest. And down on the field, if the sun were out, Rick, we'd have about 10 or 15 degrees hotter. Right now, it is at least 10 degrees hotter coming off that surface. Big time factor here tonight. And I think we're going to see the big boys suffering a whole bunch with this stuff. This is not the rites of fall kind of weather.
That's right. So when we give the sizes of these guys, in the game tonight. We're talking about their size prior to kickoff because guys like Heath Howington weighing 305 pounds, may lose 10 or 15 by the time we get to the end of today's contest. But we're getting ready for kickoff. You're taking a look at the north sidelines right now. Now, the officials for tonight's game, the referee will be Lon Tosti, Bob Phillips, the umpire. Kip Patterson will be the linesman. Now, your line judge will be Tim Jones tonight. The field judge is Leo Knorr. John Campbell will handle the duty from the side judge position, and the back judge today will be Jeff Kirsten. Of course, just like everybody else, donating their time here for this North-South Shrine All-Star Football Classic. And in case you're scoring at home, the North won a real thriller here last year, 17-14. The South, after a large domination early in the 1980s, has fallen behind a little bit. The North winners of 4 of the last 6 contests here at Civic Stadium.
Sort of the Shrine All-Stars version of professional baseball's American League, National League switch around the last few years. And again, this indeed will be a toss-up. The only question we have is exactly who is going to pull out all the tricks that they have been working on in practice first. And I think in a night like this, you're going to have to add a little variety to your offense just to keep everybody interested and not keeling over. You mentioned Heath Howington. I know he's got some goals and weight requirements for Rich Brooks down at Oregon, and if by accident, if nothing else, he may attain them here tonight.
Intended or not intended.
Yeah. Rich, he may show up in the right kind of condition for you.
Well, you can see from our sideline camera down at the 40-yard line, the players taking forward to the field for the start of this 1990 Classic. The North wearing the traditional blue. The red represents the South All-Stars. These guys have been working hard, 2-a-day drills now for 8 days for this Classic. For many, it means just the beginning of another year, this time as collegiate football players, and for some other players, of course, this is the end of their high school football career. So we should have an outstanding contest tonight. The North will be kicking off from their own 40-yard line. They'll be defending the goal to the South. The South with the offense, first time with the football, will be moving from our left to our right, and they'll be defending the North goal.
We've got Brian Green, number 30, from Redmond back deep, along with number 28, Jason Stockman out of Sheldon High School, played for the Irish down in Eugene. The 2 deep.
And kicking off for the North All-Stars, Eric Moore, number 70 from Sunset High School. You will also see him on the defensive line. He's 6'2", 250 pounds. The referee simply waiting now for the signal, and there it is. We're about to initiate the 1990 Shrine Football Classic.
We got a couple officials down there that could benefit also from this heat, along with Heath Howington.
We might lose a few pounds as well. And we're underway. He keeps it deep to about the 7-yard line, where it's picked up at the 12-yard line by number 30 for the South All-Stars, Brian Green out of Redmond High School. He gets one block, does a lot on his own, finally is gang tackled at about the 25-yard line, but a great individual effort on his part to take the ball to the 26-yard line, where the South All-Stars will move first down and 10 yards to go from that point.
Well, just about time I was to say, young man, you may be an all-star, but don't dance on a kick return. Make your moves going upfield. He pulled something out of the bag and got it across the 20. They've been working on some double reverses and single reverses, so maybe there's some confusion on that.
And we'll get to that South offense in a moment, because they're up to the line of scrimmage. First down, 10 yards to go to initiate the football game at the 26-yard line. Straight back to pass. Wide open receivers, number 1, Corey Abraham out of Willamette, but the quarterback, Bert Peterson, just overshot him just a little bit. Bert, of course, starring for Ashland High School throughout the season. He'll be the starting quarterback, 6'2", 180 pounds. You talked about opening it up, and the South wanted to do that on the first play.
They tested LaRue Burton out of Jefferson, and LaRue should be very happy that the ball just did not connect with the receiver, because he had a step and a half behind him. He would have been gone.
There's a look at the offense. Bert Peterson, the quarterback. John Young will be the fullback. Halfback is Josh Sellers, and they're back to the line of scrimmage. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball still at the 26-yard line. Man in motion to the right. Pump fake once. He has his receiver wide open. He has it at the 50-yard line. That's number 7, Chad Chota out of Ashland High School. And he has the football all the way down to the North 44-yard line.
Nothing fancy about the route, just running it out, isolated coverage, and they spotted a defect with LaRue Burton's coverage on the first play from scrimmage. They came right back to it.
Matt Cloner of Aloha High School, the defensive back, with the stop on that play.
Oh, LaRue Burton was just out of the picture. There was some confusion there, and who should have taken it deep? He might have been looking for some help back there, but he did not get it.
30-yard gain, rather.
Now we got a single back set for the South now.
Yeah, Burton was the man with the stop. Back at the 44-yard line. Delayed handoff and going nowhere for the South All-Stars. Number 28, Jason Stockman out of Sheldon High School. As the North smelled that one out and actually dropped him for a little loss.
That was Craig Gabriel out of Sunset. Smart young man. He will be attending Columbia. And I'm sure he's not going there for the football tradition.
What is that now, about 51 games and counting?
I think so.
Okay, here's the rest of the offense. Ryan Bryson of Marshfield will be at the right guard position on the line. Heath Howington, of course, the big kid out of Roseburg, 305 pounds before the game, probably 272 when it's all over. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 44-yard line. Back to pass, and he is just smothered by a pair of North All-Stars. Number 35 in on the stop, Jason Rome, as well as number 42, Andy Foster out of Newburgh. He didn't have a prayer. Drops him all the way back to the 48-yard line. Loss of 8 yards on the play.
Jason Rome, untouched, coming from the outside, and those are the kind of plays we were all too familiar with at Park Rose when he was playing for the Reynolds Raiders. Rome, good ball player, and he didn't touch anybody you might have got there, and I might have got there.
There's a good look at him on the screen. Bert Peterson, the quarterback, now facing a 3rd down and 17 situation from his own 48-yard line. He's got receivers, top and bottom, man in motion, number 28, Jason Stockman, and he's back to pass. Quick shot over the middle. His receiver wasn't quite ready for the football, grabs his helmet with his hands and says, how did I miss that one? So it'll bring up the first punt of the football game. 4th down and 17. They'll kick it away from their own 48-yard line. We'll have a chance to see the North on offense for the first time.
On a screen of any kind, you've got to turn and face the quarterback and give him a distinctive target. That time, Stockman was just ready to go downfield with the ball. You have to turn and squarely face the quarterback and have control of the ball first.
And the North will have to keep an eye on the South throughout the football game because the quarterback, Bert Peterson, also is the punter. He gets the ball away, a low line drive. Taken at about the 15-yard line by Matt James out of Hillsboro, and he is just smothered at that point. Gutsy call by him to take that football, but he holds on. The North will be on offense when we come back to Civic Stadium. Right now, no score, 12:38 to go in the first period.
Thinking about what to serve tonight? Think about Hillshire Farm.
Think about fast. Think about good. Think about fast, delicious ways that you could serve it at Hillshire Farm. Think about it tonight.
Fast, delicious. That's Hillshire Farm. Now with 33% less fat.
Serve it at Hillshire Farm. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah, tonight.
If you've money problems and don't know what to do, can't pay your bills and your charge cards too, we can help. Consumer Credit Counseling Service, we can help. Solve your credit problems, here's some good advice. Call Consumer Credit Counseling, they'll always treat you nice, let them help.
Dial 232-8139, 232-8139.
Back at Civic Stadium, early in the first quarter, 12 minutes, 38 seconds to play here in the opening period, and the North, after receiving the punt, a 37-yard punt, no return by Matt James, will take over on offense. First down, 10 yards to go at their own 15-yard line. Now here's a look at the offense. Jason Fellows, whose brother Brian played for Barlow a number of years ago, also quarterback in the Shrine All-Star game, will be the starting quarterback. He, of course, hails from Gresham. Eric Dilson, also Gresham, will be in the tailback position. Of course, head coach Gary Stout's trying to feel comfortable with his own players as they run that Gresham offense. No surprise that John Lopez from Gresham also will be in the starting lineup, and some big meat up front with Seth Dittman and also Darren Porter.
Seth Dittman really has impressed me in practice. The kid's got some quick feet. He played for the Tigers. He's going down to Stanford. Quick feet, quick mind to go to Stanford.
So first down, 10 yards to go. Our first look at the Gresham offense. We got a double wide receiver to the top of the field, and Jason Fellows in the quarterback slot. Running backs in the I formation. Handoff goes to the first man. He gets about 4 yards, almost 5 yards up to the 20-yard line. And as you anticipated, Gresham staying on the ground here on the first series to see what they can do in the middle of that big South defensive line.
Well, quick trap up the middle with Jason Berry. And when you're first team All-State, the size of Jason Berry, I think I'd feel comfortable testing the line first.
Out of Jesuit High School, he's 5'11", 201 pounds. Running out of the fullback position for the North All-Stars. Eric Nilsson out of Gresham is running out of the tailback. This time the double wideout goes to the bottom of the field, and they split the backs. Fellows calling the signal, second down, 5 yards to go. Has a man wide open at the 26-yard line, puts on a nice move and gets the first down. Great effort by number 88, Nathan Hamilton, and yes, from Gresham as well, the wide receiver. So feeling very comfortable with one of his favorite receivers from the fall. Gives the North the full first down. That's a pickup of 11 yards up to the 31-yard line.
I think Nate knows that route. I think they know each other. And again, Gary Stotts is, it looks conservative. The efficiency of Jason Fellows, he's what I call an efficient quarterback. The short passes, quick openers up the middle. They've tried a trap. They're still sticking with a two-back set. He'll run offset and he'll run I.
Matt James is the man in motion, number 7 for the North All-Stars. Listed as a defensive back, but of course he played quarterback in high school. Quick play up the middle, gains very little, maybe a pickup of about a yard, and that's all.
Not much room as you start picking bodies up off the bottom. Stepping out, number 50, Tom Hansen, who played for Redmond, among 5 of the South All-Stars in the bottom of that pile.
Okay, let's go down to the sidelines now and Ed Whalen. Ed, what's shaking?
Bad news for people down in Roseburg, the University of Oregon, where this young man's going to school, and the South team. Big Heath Howington just told maybe a stress fracture in your foot, Keith. You did it in Heath. You did it in pregame, maybe.
Yeah.
When did you feel it? When could you tell something was wrong?
We were just doing one-on-one blocks, and I started off and tried to drive and twisted it a little bit, and I felt it, but it's not much I can do now.
When are you supposed to report down to the University of Oregon?
Monday.
Well, they'll be waiting for you. It won't be the coaches, but the medical staff. You're still a young man with a lot of football ahead of you. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right, back up to you guys in the booth.
Boy, what a blow, not just for the South All-Stars. This game's only going to last 2 hours, but for Heath Howington, highly regarded prospect from coast to coast, right here from the state of Oregon, and perhaps a fractured foot, and doesn't even get in on the first series of plays. Very, very disappointing for that young man.
Here we go. Nobody fooled in that reverse, Rick. They were trying a little inside duck pattern play, and it did not work. That was Matt James. He's an alternate. He had not made this squad, and he was an alternate when Todd Shaw, I believe it is, could not play. Washington State wouldn't let him play.
Matt was planning. He was taking off for Hawaii with his mom one day before he got the word that he would be able to play the Shrine Football Classic. What a decision, but of course, for a football player like Matt, it was Mom, have a great time in the Aloha State. I'm going to play football. He was a quarterback in high school at Hillsboro, and they moved him to defensive back, but he's so talented, they have him running at wide receiver as well. Now it's second down, 15 yards to go for the North All-Stars. The ball at the 39-yard line. Fellows as the quarterback, roll it out under pressure, dishes it off, but I don't think he's very appreciative of getting the dish pass there because 4 red jerseys surround him, gains perhaps maybe a half a yard, or loses a half a yard rather on the play, bringing up third down and 15 yards to go for the North All-Stars.
Paul Dirksen out of Sprague made the initial impact on that play. It looked like a screen that forgot to set itself up. There were a couple of linemen trying to get out, and when you have the back ahead of the lineman, not too many screens work that way. That's to be expected. They've had just 9-10 days to work together, and a screen is not a simple play. It takes a lot of work.
So third down and long, the South going with a 4-man set. Double wide out to the bottom of your screen. Jason Fellows is the quarterback. Single slot back.
They tried trips to the left side. That didn't fool anybody, and for the first time, as you pointed out, we saw a 4-man front instead of the 5-man front for the South on defense.
Barrett gets the punt away. Picked up at the 30-yard line by number 34 for the South All-Stars. Brian Green reverses his field.
A Bo Nose move.
Block. It looks like a clean block, but that's all the help he could get before he is finally decked at the 18-yard line, and then a flag is thrown on the play back at the 18-yard line. Running for his life, Brian Green out of Redmond.
That'll be interesting to flag down. Jason Rome in on the hit. I'll tell you, Brian Green likes to take some chances on those special teams. I mean, he pulled a Bo Nose move, but I don't think he knows that move.
Hello, Captain.
Well, we'll look for the signal down on the field. It was a 36-yard punt, a -12 on the return, but we'll see what happens here.
I've been watching, Rick, and I haven't seen a signal. There's discussion among the officials.
They're
going to go inadvertent flag? No, they're not going inadvertent anything.
Clip on the return against the red. First down.
Ouch. I missed the clip.
As I didn't see it as well. There was a great crossback block on the 23-yard line, and we saw the flag go down on the tackle. But obviously, he saw it. So the ball is back down at the 9-yard line. The South starting in a hole here. Great field position for the North if they can hold them on this one. Well, we'll see what happens when they come back with their next chance on offense here at the Shrine Football Classic.
On the next MASH, Colonel Potter discovers tomato juice.
Delish.
But finding more may be tough even for a smart tomato like Radar.
Do you want to make sure you get some every morning? No chance. The juice was a fluke. We got a can by mistake.
While death suddenly drops from the sky.
My fly sank. If he doesn't come up in 10 seconds, I'm going in after him.
We're taking out all of the bugs on MASH. MASH, Monday at 6:30 on Coin TV.
Getting to know you. Geo Metro. Getting to know all about.
Really nice. Really?
Getting to like you.
This is really cool.
Getting to hope
Really?
you like me.
Really? Great. Really?
Get to know Geo Metro for just $66.95.
Really? That's all?
Really, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Yeah, you got a handle on that? Back at Civic Stadium, 7:56 to play, no score. The South with the football. Their second series on offense. They'll start at their own 9-yard line, in a hole after the clipping penalty on the 36-yard punt.
Well, you don't want to get too cute down here, I wouldn't think. You want to give yourself a little room and not have a foolish turnover. Out of the eye.
Looks like 74 may have jumped on the play. We'll see if
Sturdivant.
someone drew him off. But I think Frank Stammers out of Jesuit was a little excited on that one. Well, the preliminary indication. Oh, there we go.
Okay, good.
He
Boy,
pointed to the South the first time.
I was scared here. It's their first game. It's everybody's first game.
Down.
Encroachment.
That's right. We're all warming up here in the first quarter. So Stammers did stammer across the line. It's a loss of 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5 for the South. Helps them out of that hole just a little bit. Still at quarterback, number 4, Bert Peterson out of Ashland High School.
50 defense for...
Back into the I formation with Josh Sellers, Klamath Union at the tailback position. He slips on the handoff, and it's amazing they were able to get anything out of that play up to about the 23-yard line because Peterson slipped to look like all his own shoelaces there, got the ball to Sellers. Sellers moves the ball up to about the 17-yard line. So he picks up a couple of yards on the play, and because of the penalty now, only 2nd down and 2 yards to go.
Looked like Andy Foster out of Newburgh in on the stop, and Josh Sellers made those kind of moves for 1,450 tough yards for Klamath Union his senior year. Now we got an even front, 6-man front, first time for the North.
They want to stop him here, keep him in this hole. Peterson, the quarterback, calls out the signal. 2nd man through, gets the fake pass, the fake handoff, and the pass goes out to about the 49-yard line. And that was an All-American catch by number 10, Kevin Marshall out of Crescent Valley High School, who took the first pump, went down the sidelines, going out of bounds, and grabbed the football, and he got the foot in there at the 49-yard line.
I'm really surprised. Brad Bridgman out of Clackamas. Technique. You'll see it here. Bridgman lost the ball. He lost sight of the receiver. He lost track of the quarterback. He's turned around, and it cost him. Ball thrown a little downfield. We might have had 6.
We'll try to get a little closer view of the football here when the South has the offense. You notice it's a little different out there. The striped ball. And they're using it for the first time here in the football game. The North still going with the conventional football. We'll get a closer look at this ABA version of football. First down, 10 yards to go. Peterson has the ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Again, intending to hit number 10, Kevin Marshall at Crescent Valley, out in the flat.
Andrew McClave played a Jesuit, got a hand and tipped the ball, and so much for the even man front. Immediately, they went back to a 5-man defensive front after that last pass play.
Whoa, I just lost my eye.
Peterson now 2 for 5 for 61 yards. So he's made him count on those critical 3rd down plays. The South now at midfield, facing a 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Wide receivers top and bottom. That's Corey Abraham of Willamette to the top of your screen. And Peterson fakes off to the man in the slot. That was number 42, Josh Sellers again from Klamath Union. Just overshot the mark, but he had a lot of field in front of him.
Apparently, Ed's got some information on the Charlie Finley type football for you, Rick.
Okay.
The coach's son right here is good. Eric Nagel, the South coach's son. See this football? See the stripes on it? It's so they can see the spiral. It's an experimental type ball that they might use next year in Oregon high school football. They're only going to use it for the first half. Now, for those of us who used to have concentration problems concentrating in the old days, with this thing coming at you, it'll make it a little different. But this is what's going on with this funny-looking football in the game, folks.
It doesn't help you escape the rush anymore because Peterson just decked back at his own 36-yard line on that third down play. A loss of 12 brings up 4th down and 25 yards to go.
The train, Steve Robinson out of Park Rose and nose tackle Adam White from Oregon City combined for the sack.
Matt James out of Hillsboro is the deep man for the North. He'll try to look for the football at about the 24-yard line. Peterson punts it away, and you can see that yellow ball head for the corner. It may go out of bounds at about the 31. That's where they're going to mark it. At the 31-yard line, where the North will have its second opportunity on offense. Still no score here in the first quarter. 5:45 left to play.
Well, when the North comes out this time, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot different, frankly. I think until one of the sides proves they can get it in the end zone, there's no sense panicking. Gary Stotts is going to run that ball a couple of times. Still the short passes. Ramon Hall now in at fullback.
Yeah, the big orange helmet of Benson High School. What a football player he was for Tech.
Eric Green out of Tigard at tailback.
Fellows is the quarterback, and Fellows looks to pass right over the middle, and he has his wide receiver, number 82, Ty Kraft out of Canby, there for the football, and he is popped cleanly, and the pass is incomplete. Great defensive job.
What a break. Ty Kraft could not hang on. They call it incomplete. So to bring up 2nd down. Well, like I said, I know football. They're going to run it. Now they throw it over. I agree with that call, don't you, after looking at that?
He is popped hard by John Weisner out of Bend High School. 6 foot, 180 pounds, number 40. Also in on the tackle for the South All-Stars. The entire defensive backfield, so he's going to feel that for a while. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball still at the 31-yard line. To the top of your screen goes number 88, Nathan Hamilton out of Gresham High School. The man in motion, number 34, Eric Green, and Jason Fellows is the quarterback. Ramon Hall gets the pitch out, comes to the left of your screen, but he is stopped cleanly in his tracks at the 31-yard line. The South saw that one all the way.
Ty Jeter out of Redmond, the first man on the hit. Yeah, pick up those legs and run a little bit, Ramon. They went trips to the right. They thought they'd fool him with a quick counter pitch back to the weak side, but little they know, South has been running that same type of play at their camp, and nobody fooled on that.
And they have to assign a guy to Ramon Hall. We saw him a lot in practice. He's one of their big play players. They're expecting a lot from him. And he's going to get the football. And I imagine he's going to break one before the game is through. Great athlete.
Four-man front now for the South, Rick.
And Ramon Hall gets the football again. Almost tackled at the neck. Gets away. You can see the half flies from one of the officials. Hall goes all the way up to the 39-yard line. Just about picks up the first down on his own, but he'll be about 2 yards shy. So the North will have to kick it away. But you might watch again on that one if we have a replay that Hall was just about decapitated right there. Gets away from it.
That was a good move. That's the draw. And the key on the draw is the back has to be patient, Rick. He's got to wait for the ball to be brought to him by the quarterback before he moves. Chad Cotta stopped the first down on that play, made a nice hit.
Brian Green is deep for the South All-Stars. And the ball is going deep, and Green's going to have to go all the way back to the 10-yard line. Bounces off his shoulder pads. It's in the end zone. He's going to have to bring it out. He does, and Deke's one man. The official blows the play dead. But I tell you, that thing hit the top of his shoulder pads, went up about 15 feet in the air.
Hey, Brian
60
Green.
yards on that punt.
Brian Green's a whole new adventure every time he receives a kickoff, isn't he?
Amazing.
Brian Green from Redmond. And we've got a timeout on the field.
Officials timeout on the field with 4:05 left to go in the first quarter of play. No score between the North and the South All-Stars. We'll be right back.
Skipper's anniversary celebration is pulling in the crowds, and no wonder, because this month Skipper's Fish all-you-can-eat meals are just $4.49. You get all the hand-filleted fish, crispy fries, creamy coleslaw, and delicious clam chowder you want, all for a price that'll take years off your wallet. It's a terrific deal. But some folks visiting Skipper's have only one thing on their mind.
Did you ever see your parents naked?
Jordache Basics.
I did, but it wasn't all that bad. Can't even think about mine.
It's like they hit a certain age and bam, their skin doesn't fit anymore.
My parents have never been really nude.
Well, how do you think you got here?
I don't know, I always thought I just hatched.
Tell me you just didn't say that.
Okay, back at Civic Stadium, 4:05 to go in the first quarter, and the South All-Stars with the football, starting at their own 20-yard line.
In watching the South go through special teams day before yesterday, they worked in a lot of things, but nothing that I see Green running each time he gets those kickoffs.
Peterson is the quarterback. We mentioned him before, started the game. He's from Ashland High School. He still has his Chargers in control. The man in motion, number 28, Jason Stockman. And Peterson back to pass. Hits the short man, number 44, John Young out of Roseburg. And Young takes it all the way up to the 25-yard line. So he picks up 5 yards on the play. And he's a good-sized kid in there. 6'1", but 215 pounds.
Craig Gabriel in on the stop for the North. Number 22, played at Sunset.
Corey Abraham out of Willamette, out of the football game on the exchange of the play from the sidelines. Going to the top of your screen now, Chad Cota out of Ashland High School. Also, they play a little defensive back today. Jason Stockman out of Sheldon is the deep man in the eye.
Oh, that's second time.
Second time for number 74, Frank Stammers of Jesuit. He's a little excited out there. He says, hey, we should be playing the game right now.
He's going to earn that cliche with a last name like Stammers if the kid doesn't settle down.
Get the call from the official.
He's going to be settled down. Stammers is going to take a rest. Eric Moore out of Sunset comes in at defensive tackle for Stammers.
First down, first down.
Okay, so that's a first down for the South All-Stars on their own 30-yard line. Breaking to the bottom of your screen at the White House, Kevin Marshall out of Crescent Valley. To the top of your screen, once again, is Chad Cota out of Ashland. Bert Peterson still calling the signals at quarterback. Second man through, number 28, Stockman. Slants off left guard and tackle up to about the 35-yard line, so he picks up 5 yards on the play.
Quick to the hole that time, and when you're running that play, your target for the running back is usually the inside hip of the offensive tackle. As the inside of the line will cave down to the inside, they'll pull an offside guard sometimes, try and kick a man out.
Here's a good look at that banana down on the field. Second down, 5 yards to go. The ball at the 35-yard line. Peterson once again with the double wide out. I formation. This time he was trying, I think, the same play to the right side of the field.
Yeah.
But Stockman had a little company this time from the North All-Stars.
Credit Jason Rome out of Reynolds on that play at the outside linebacker or defensive end if you prefer. He fought off his block that time. He forced that play, and by forcing the play and stringing it out just a little bit, it allowed the pursuit to get there. He did not allow himself to be kicked out and moved out of the play.
It was a good effort by Stockman just to get back to the line of scrimmage, where it's now third down and 5 yards to go. The ball still resting at the 35-yard line. Cota goes up to take his position at the top of your screen. Kevin Marshall of Crescent Valley, a wide out, the bottom of the screen.
There's that eagle look, some call it on defense for the North.
He's got his man open, and it's broken up on a tremendous defensive play by LaRue Burton out of Jefferson High School, because Chad Cota was wide open in the flat, could have taken the football, turned the Jets, and perhaps got 6, but Burton was there to knock it away.
LaRue Burton is blessed, obviously, with some great athletic ability. You'll see him recover as he is out of the picture for a moment. It looks like this is going to be caught, and thank goodness, young man, you've got great athletic ability. You saved yourself right there. Great play, individual effort.
Matt James out of Hillsboro, the deep man, anticipating the punt from Peterson. He's standing at his own 27-yard line. Peterson gets the punt away again. A line drive, and James is going to have to go back. He lets this one bounce a little bit. Wise move. because it is covered and covered well by number 30, Brian Green out of Redmond High School. Great punt. You get those any better than that. That's how you diagram on the chalkboard. At the 1 yard line, where the North will start again on offense with just a little more than a minute to go here in the first quarter and no score. 64 yards on that one, Mike.
Well, Chad Cota, if you can't make up your mind, at least get away from the football. And I'm sure he's being reminded of that when he went to the sideline. Either you pick it up or you get away from it, especially in artificial turf. That thing can bounce one of 100 different ways. If it hits him, well, you got the South going in for a possible score. One of 2 mistakes on that. But again, special teams is an area they have not had as much time as they normally would to hone their craft.
We're spotting the ball up at the 11-yard line. Obviously,
the ball was touched
at that point, so a little break for the North All-Stars. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff straight up the middle, and just met by a host of South defenders, among them John Ruby out of North Eugene, the inside linebacker, stopping that play for about a gain of perhaps a yard and a half.
Yeah, John Ruby's got good lateral pursuit, and he reads his keys very well, and he was right there to meet the ball carrier right at the line.
You're looking at Bill Dressel, an assistant coach for the North All-Stars, and of course the head coach of Benson Tech, and what a run they've had through the PIL the past few years.
He wasn't wearing his camera. He had a camera on before the game, looked more like a tourist.
Got a new man in at quarterback now. We've talked about him throughout the practice sessions. Kurt Mierik out of Glencoe High School, 6'4", quarterback in the North now. That looked like the big hand of number 66, Mike Ford of Cook County. Batted down Bierik's first opportunity on offense, the big hand of the law.
He wanted that quick out to Matt James from Hillsboro, but it wasn't there. They've been working on that in practice. Matt can do something with the football after he catches it. Extremely versatile athlete.
Like I say, he's a quarterback in high school at Hillsboro. He's coming to Portland State.
He had his hand, Bierik, the quarterback out of Glencoe, I understand, had his hand in a cast for a while. Oh, here we go.
Hey, here's our star from a couple of plays ago, and in case you couldn't read, you can see his name. That's LaRue Burton out of Jefferson High School. He doesn't need a jersey with his name on it. It's right on the back of his head. Bierik back to pass, has a man open in the slot.
Nielsen.
But well thought out by the South defense. Number 24, Adam Williams out of Eagle Point, making the stop for a gain of maybe 1 yard on the play. So that'll bring up 4th down, a good 5 yards to go, and they'll punt that football again. And it looks like the South could have their opportunity for the best field position anyway they've had here in the football game.
Well, so far the North has done really nothing, Rick, to surprise the South whatsoever. It may be time in the second quarter to open it up. Oh, beautiful
Bierik
punt.
punts that football all the way back to the 30-yard line, where it's finally handled by Brian Green. Green tried to find the sideline, but what he finds instead, number 82, Ty Kraft out of Canby High School, who just knocks him for a loop down at the 39-yard line. So good pursuit by him in particular and the North defense in general. 54 yards on the punt, only 11 yards though on that return.
Now that was executed perfectly by Green. They had the wall, they were setting a run back right. He tried to get to the wall, however, obviously it broke down, but he did execute it properly that time. And not quite the adventure we had seen earlier.
We'll have to wait for the second quarter before we see the offense of the South once again, because we have completed one period of play here at Portland Civic Stadium between the North and the South All-Stars. We have no score, but we'll be back at Civic Stadium for more right after this.
Today I've been visiting with Michelle. Michelle is a young lady that's been at the Shriners Hospital for more than one day. Michelle, how long have you been coming here for treatment at the hospital?
For 20 years.
20 years, that's a long time. And during this time, you've had some corrective surgery, is that right? And how many different operations or surgery did you go through?
35.
35. And yet you attended and graduated from Prineville High School, is that right? That's wonderful. And I understand today is a big day. Why is it a big day?
Because I'm getting my new leg.
You're getting your new leg. Isn't that wonderful? And then you're going to, I understand, go to the University of Oregon next year?
Yeah.
And you're going to take what there?
Child counseling.
Wonderful. That's great. This is just one of the ways that the Shriners Hospital helps young people by making them more productive members of our society. Michelle's experience is just one of many at Shriners Hospital, and you can help too by simply calling the number you see on your screen and make a pledge during the game.
Thinking about what to serve tonight? Think about Hillshire Farm.
Think about fast. Think about good. Think about fast, delicious ways that you could serve it up in Shire Farm. Think about it tonight.
Fast, delicious. That's Hillshire Farm. Now with 33% less fat.
Serve it up in Shire Farm. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah, tonight.
Smart looks, smart brands, smart prices at one stop. Start smart at Fred Meyer with new looks in Levi's jeans at a Fred Meyer price. Levi's jeans are made to fit better, feel better, last longer in whitewashed colors, baggy or straight. Get the look, the fit of Levi's jeans. Start smart at Fred Meyer.
Back at Civic Stadium, and you can see the statistics from the first period of play. Not a lot of offense. In fact, on the ground, it's been negligible. The South actually losing 13 yards, only 6 yards for the North offense. So it has been a defensive-minded game here in the first period, and not really too surprising, I think.
Yeah, it tells one thing. It tells me in watching the protection and watching the run blocking, it tells me that the old cliche applies so far. Whoever wins that battle in the trenches here in the second quarter should have the edge going in the locker room.
And we have a new quarterback for the South All-Stars. Tommy Connect out of Corvallis is the quarterback. He's 6'3", and the first play gains nothing. Absolutely nothing. Number 22 in on the play. Adam Bratlin out of Churchill. No gain on the play, though. Look at the respective sidelines. Bratlin now coming out of the football game.
And Tom Connect out of Corvallis. The Spartan is in there now at quarterback for the South.
Corey Abraham out of Willamette is the wide out to the bottom of your screen. Connect rolls out to the left. A little shovel pass goes to number 44, John Young out of Roseburg. Well executed play, but the defensive front for the North All-Stars able to make the adjustment after being, I think, shocked for a moment and made the stop. And actually, the South All-Stars gained maybe half a yard on the play.
Now you'll see some good reaction by inside linebacker Adam Piaski, who played for the Pioneers at Oregon City. He is going to pursue and come up to make the hit. That's from his inside backer position. A good job for Piaski for the North.
Third down, 9 yards to go. The ball at the 40-yard line. Wide receivers in tight. Connect back to pass. He has a man open, but overshoots him at about the 48-yard line. And is Mr. Kevin Marshall ever decked or what?
Yeah, Brad Bridgman, who played for the Clackamas Cavaliers, gave him a little love shot.
And Marshall looked over his shoulder like, what hit me?
Now, these guys all had steak and barbecue together the other night, but the barbecue is history. This is football again.
Well, when you're a defensive back like Bridgman, you love that opportunity to lay a little meat. There's Bill Dressel on the sidelines talking to Jason Wack, one of his players, playing defensive back here for the North All-Stars.
Matt James deep for the North.
Gets the ball away. Again, a line drive. It's going to bounce right in front of James, and he's got to let that one go, too.
Get away from the ball, young man.
Matt almost had a tattoo on his right foot. But it's blown dead at the 22-yard line, where the North All-Stars will take over first down, 10 yards to go. If you're just joining us here, I'm Rick Metzger along with Mike Stone. Ned Whalen down on the sidelines. 13 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the first half of play. No score between the North and the South All-Stars. That was 33 yards on the punt. He's been averaging, by the way, 41 so far. So a good job by Peterson, the quarterback, in punting the football.
We got a procedure penalty. They're discussing the options now with the North captain. So that ball is going to go back downfield.
Illegal procedure against the South.
So they're going to give Matt James another opportunity, maybe to pick up that football. I'd love to see him move with that football a little bit. I think he's a little excited to do the same.
Hey, he has been outstanding in practice.
Fourth down, back 5, Bob.
Okay, Bob, move back 5.
I'll put the ball back at the 35-yard line. So Peterson will have an opportunity to boot it away again.
Now let's see if they're going to set up a run back this time.
And of course, just as I say that, it looks like Connect will be doing the punting.
Of course.
Naturally.
No, you were right, I think, Rick. It's Bert Peterson.
Oh, it is Peterson. Peterson is still handling the chore there.
Oh, hello.
Whoa. What a deck there by Bratlin. James does get the football. He also gets great pursuit by number 30 for the South All-Stars, Brian Green out of Redmond. I don't think he wanted that football after that. Dropped at the 24-yard line on that 40-yard punt.
Green slowed him up, and Ty Cheater came in for the kill for the South, and now the North takes over 1st and 10 at their own 24. Still no score, 13-12 to go in this first half.
We'll be back right after this.
Smith's Home Furnishings continues to outdistance the competition with sensational offers like these.
No financial investment for an entire year. That's no down payment, monthly payments, or interest until August 1991.
A deluxe 35mm camera, a $99 value included with any purchase of $299 or more.
Plus outstanding low prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and electronics.
The camera.
1 year deferred financing.
Outstanding low prices.
All yours today because nobody cares like Smith's.
Optimize your options.
AC, automatic, truck packages at no extra charge.
Think Link for Mazda.
Protege, pickups, and more.
During John Link's 10th anniversary sale. Optimize your options on Protege 626 or MX6 with air conditioning or automatic transmission at no extra charge. And anniversary savings from $1,200 to over $1,800. Optimize family travel with an MPV minivan. Value package from John Link Mazda at up to $750 savings. Think anniversary savings. Think John Link Mazda, where I-205 meets McLaughlin in Oregon City.
Back at Civic Stadium, where the North All-Stars will try and make some progress. 13 minutes, 12 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play, and we have no scores. You take a look at some of the North players on the sidelines trying to cool off a little bit. They don't want to wear those helmets any longer than they have to if they're not going in on the play.
Well, the players want to cool off. The fans want to see the action heat up a little bit.
Here's the quarterback for the North All-Stars, Kurt Bierich out of Glencoe High School. 6'4", 225 pounds. He drops back to pass, doesn't have an opening, decides to run with the football. He is pursued on the outside by number 11 for the South, Tony Coker out of Lebanon High School. Finally catches up with him at about the 23-yard line. There'll be no gain on the play.
Boy, good pursuit, sliding down the line. Parallel was Tom Hansen, the nose tackle, to capitalize with his defensive pursuit for the South. That was an excellent job coming all the way from nose tackle.
Eric
Kid
Green
that
out of
mobile
Tigard goes out of the play.
I'm sorry, Rick. Kid that mobile, they just let him slide to the ball.
Ramon Hall in at fullback. The lone setback behind Bierich on second down, 10 yards to go at the 23-yard line. And he gets the call, but nothing doing.
Nobody
left
home.
Tackle spot. Ramon Hall is decked. Third down.
Tom Holmes, North Bend in the ball game, made the stop. Boy, they're just not giving him any room inside the tight ends, in between tackles to run that football. The South, right now, dominating the line of scrimmage.
Matt James out of Hillsboro and Eric Green out of Tigard come in with the play from the sidelines from Coach Gary Stouts on third down and just about 10 yards to go.
You know who I haven't seen for a while the last couple possessions? Wynn.
That's right. North. Mike Wynn, the young man out of Franklin High School.
Where'd he go?
Not seen him at the wideout position. To check on that. James gets the football on the pass with Bierich up to the 32-yard line, but it will not be enough for the first down. Nice individual effort after catching the football, but it looks like it's about maybe a half a yard short, unless we get one of those left foot marks.
Aaron Sturdivant on the stop. Going to take another peek at it right now. Nice ball, perfectly thrown, and again, not much a defense can do on execution like that. But not enough for the first. Bierich the punt. May have room for a run back here. Not if you don't hang on.
The ball is loose on the ground, and it is covered, fortunately for the South All-Stars, by Chad Cota, because fumbled.
Guess who?
By Green.
Brian Green. If he were my player, I'd chew him out. If he were my son, I'd ground him.
Well, if they say no harm, no foul, they get the football back, but they lose a few yards on that, all the way back to the 29-yard line. But they do maintain possession.
Now, the poor guy, he's obviously here for a reason. He's here because he is very skilled, but he's having problems on special teams tonight.
Well, I would imagine, too, with the hands might be getting a little slippery out there.
Yeah.
The guy's receiving the ball not wearing gloves, of course, like the lineman, and that sweat running off the hands makes that ball one slippery little baby out there.
You got to cradle that ball down on a punt.
Now we have a player that's moving out of position, trying to come in on the field at the last moment. Did not know he was in the football game. The North going with only 10 players, running onto the field as the ball was snapped.
That was Brad Bridgman.
Number 5, Brad Bridgman. He says, oh, am I in this play, Coach?
Frank Stammers, Jesuit, back in the defensive line now for the North All-Stars. Mike Dooney from Central Catholic goes out. Stammers going to play his college ball at Oregon State.
Tommy Connect out of Corvallis, the quarterback. Wide receivers, top and bottom, lone setback, man in the slot. Drops back to pass, has good protection, breaks down a little bit, but he has a man who was just totally covered by number 23 for the North All-Stars, Matt Binkard. No opportunity at all for Charlie Marks and McKay to pick up that football.
Tom Connect on a number of scouting services, top 10 of the West at quarterback, and on a couple of national scouting services, top 10 at quarterback, and you can see that mobility. He just, quick feet, got out of the way of the pursuit.
Number 19, Ian Starr of South Eugene, in a wideout, comes in with the play from the sidelines and takes his position at the bottom of your screen, replacing Corey Abraham out of Willamette. As they look at 3rd down and 7 yards to go, the ball at the 26-yard line. Connect, the quarterback, looking for a receiver, has him at the 30-yard line, but then back is Jason Stockman of Sheldon. He loses 2 yards by stepping back and then is just hammered back at the 26-yard line.
Hanging on for dear life and waiting for some help from the kamikaze crew that finally put the hit on him was number 42, Andy Foster.
Actually loses yardage on the play to bring up 4th down, and once again the offense not able to establish itself on either side of the line of scrimmage.
Now, it looks like he makes a good move and tries to make the cutback. And here comes Foster hanging on for some help. And boy, I'm telling you, go down. Do not let somebody hang on and let you stay stationary like that. You're going to take a shot along the sideline.
So Bert Peterson back to punt again. We mentioned that he's averaging 41 yards a punt here, and he's had already 4 opportunities. There goes number 5. Matt James will field the ball at the 30-yard line. Gets by the first 3 pursuers. He has some daylight if he can get by number 36, but can't quite do it. Doug Strickland out of West Albany had the last shot of Matt James before he had nothing but clean sailing. He caught up and dropped him at the 40-yard line.
Matt James puts a little excitement in this game, and the excitement will continue here in just a moment, Rick.
We'll be back with more from Civic Stadium. No score here in the 2nd quarter of play.
Whatever happened to the American family car? You're looking at it, the Ford Tempo. It's roomy enough for 5. It has front-wheel drive, and you can get it with air conditioning, power steering, power locks, and more. All for a price a family can live with. Best of all, Tempo's so comfortable you won't even mind taking your kids to soccer practice. And ballet. And Little League. And music lessons. And more music lessons.
This week on Hard Copy, you can definitely expect an eyeful. First, we're picking up the trail of a murder suspect after an 11-year nationwide search. That's when police found even more than they were looking for. Then there's Madonna following Marilyn Monroe's tragic path. Find out when we look at these blonde ambitions. Plus, can you get AIDS from kissing? We've got vital information on this deadly disease you can't afford to miss on Hard Copy.
Hard Copy, Monday at 3:30 on Coin TV.
Okay, here's a look at that punt again, picked up by Matt James.
Matt James really making a fine move on his own, picking up a couple of blocks to the inside, but now it's just 2 people to cut over and play the pursuit angle to get to Matt James. That was a fine individual effort.
Here's another look at it. As you watch Matt James make the move and cut to the outside, keep in mind one of the reasons we haven't had a lot of offensive threats in this contest is that the punters for both sides averaging throughout the contest now 44 yards a punt. So keeping the offense in the hole, except now the North has a golden opportunity thanks to Matt James's return. They have the ball, 1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball just inside the nose of the South 40-yard line. Jason Fellows back in at quarterback. He hands off to the deep man in the I formation, number 28, Eric Nielsen out of Gresham. His teammate there gains about 1 yard on the play, down to about the 38-yard line.
Ty Jeter in on the stop for the South. And again, Gary Stotts, the head coach for the North, wants to establish his off-tackle running game, and that time it did not work. Well, I like watching Matt James. As far as technique for young kids to watch, that's the way you run back a kick or a punt. Move upfield, make your moves going forward.
And James is back in for the North at the top of your screen at the wideout. They go to the split back formation. Now, Mike Wynn of Franklin, we talked about him. He's in the football game now to the bottom of your screen. But he's looking for Matt James across the middle. Hard ball. Matt could not quite get up to it. He was open. The ball perhaps should have had a little less on it because Matt could not quite catch up to it.
The old cliche, if it's on your hands, you keep it, you catch it.
Gary says, hey, it's a good play. We just didn't get it. They signal in the next play. We were talking about Mike Wynn. We barely had a chance to mention him. The young man out of Franklin High School going to UCLA is in right now for the North All-Stars, and he's splitting to the top of the screen on third down, about 8.5 yards to go. Matt James down to the bottom, so they just switch roles here. And once again, Jason Fellows out of Gresham is the quarterback, and Fellows dropped back to pass.
I saw somebody out of the corner of my eye. I don't want to catch this.
And so Andrew McClave did not. And he was wrapped up quickly.
McClave playing at Jesuit. He's going to go to UCLA also.
Now that takes us to fourth down. The North All-Stars trying to put the South perhaps in a hole here because they don't want to get the ball into the end zone and get to 20 yards if they can avoid it.
Boy, eyes right on the numbers. He knew he was going to get popped and lost his concentration. As coaches, you tell kids not to do that, but as a player, it's awfully hard not to do that.
Are they going to run a play? It's fourth down and 8 yards to go, and Jason Fellows seems to be running the play. He figures, hey, this is the best field position we have. Let's take advantage of it. And he goes right across the middle, and it pays off, and pays off handsomely down to the 19-yard line where he pops the receiver, number 9, Andrew McClave, who says, give me another opportunity, coach. And he comes through and hauls down the football at the 19-yard line. I think he's feeling a little better.
This is a nice shot by the lefty, Jason Fellows, an extremely efficient quarterback, perfect for the Gresham offense. And that time he had a man wide open, and you've got to hum that pass in there, and he did just that. Perhaps his size kept him from getting some offers for 4-year colleges for football, but he's going to help out the dogs, them dogs up at the University of Washington for baseball.
So McClave comes right back and makes the critical play. So a little gutsy play by the North offense here. Fellows drops back the pass, can't find an opening, decides to go himself. He is caught up quickly by number 34, John Ruby out of North Eugene. But smart move by Fellows. I think he saw a loss coming on that play, and deep down inside the 20-yard line, does not want to take his team out of a possible field goal range.
Good reaction time by the South defense. They react very quickly. They're back with a 5-man front. We have seen 2 or 3 times in the ball game an even man front from both defenses, but primarily they're sticking with a 5-man front and 2 backers with a variety of stunts.
Okay, McClave goes out. Nathan Hamilton of Gresham is deep to the screen, to the top, and also we got Mike Wynn in at the bottom of your screen. But he's going to his teammate from Gresham High School who cuts outside. He was looking for him inside. Simply a breakdown in communication on that play.
Yeah. You would assume between those two that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. We've only been doing this for 3 years, guys.
It's early.
But it is early. As Mike has mentioned, really just a few days of real intense workouts by these kids. Of course, the adrenaline is running high. They're trying to remember all their assignments, what everybody can do. And even though you go to the same school, there's other factors involved here. It's third down, 9 yards to go. The ball at the 18.5-yard line. Mike Wynn to the bottom of your screen. Jason Fellows is the quarterback. Split backs, and Fellows fakes the handoff to the first man, hands it off to the second man through. That's Jason Berry out of Jesuit.
They get after it, the South, just like the Ashland Grizzlies did. They come after the ball. You see 3, 4, and 5 people around that football.
And Chad Cotto was the man who just decked him outside there, gave him a good hit. So now we have fourth down. The ball at the 15-yard line. Here's that play again.
Now it looks like Jason Berry's got some room to go here. However, the recovery and the reaction time of that defense exemplifies the way Jim Nagel coached the Ashland Grizzlies. His Grizzlies get after it, and the South gets after it on defense.
Okay, this is Matt James now. Matt can do everything. In fact, he'll be handling kicking chores when he gets to Portland State. That's one of the things that he's looking for Pokey Allen at the Portland State Vikings. The placement at the 23-yard line. It's a 33-yarder. If it's good, the ball is up. It splits the uprights, and we have our first score of the football game. Matt James out of Hillsborough High School splits it from 33 yards away, and with 6:03 to go before halftime. Finally, someone is on the board. The North leads the South by a 3-0 count. We'll be back with more from Civic Stadium right after this.
Have you tasted Dole Pure and Light? 100% fruit juice never tasted like this.
Zing, zing, zing. Zing, zip, zoom.
Nothing comes close to the refreshing zing you get from all 4 unique flavors of Dole Pure and Light. 100% fruit juice delivers the exciting real fruit taste you've been waiting for. Try it today and taste that.
Zing!
This week, look for refreshing Dole Pure and Light 100% fruit juices at a special low price.
Find state-of-the-art home entertainment at Cousins Audio Video in Beaverton. We're celebrating our grand opening. Get a free 5-year warranty, a $400 value with the incredible Sharp 100-inch projection TV. And with the purchase of any VCR or camcorder, like the full-featured Quasar Quarterback, receive 3 free tapes. Don't sacrifice service for quality. Get both at Cousins Audio Video in Walker Center. Open 9 till 8 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sundays. Shop around, then see us, because we're Cousins.
Back at Civic Stadium, where we've just had the first score of the game. Matt James with the field goal, culminating a 22-yard, 8-play drive that put the North on the sidelines. And here's a look at one of the North guys right now.
Yeah, it was. I caught her in the middle.
Jason Fellows and his band doing the job.
Oh, boy, here we go. Let's see if Green gets it again. No, not this time. It's going to go to Jason Stockman of Sheldon.
Takes it in the end zone and says, hey, I'll take it out to the 20. Wise move. Okay, let's go to Ed back now on the north sidelines. Ed?
All right, here with the kicker, Matt James. It was set up by the call on 4th and 8. What was the north side's thinking going into that?
Oh, they were running a cover 2 against our offense, and we're trying to exploit in the middle because both their safeties were flying to the corners trying to stop the fade on the outside. And the backers were backing up, left a big hole right across the middle. Our tight end was just right in there for a quick dump and pick up the 8 yards and the first down.
Then you sent it right through the uprights.
Yeah.
It looked like dummy scrimmage.
Yeah. I was real nervous. I had to change the shoe, and time was running out. I was getting a little nervous, but I just had a confidence just to put my foot on the ball, keep my head down, and hope it goes through.
And you report to Portland State football practice tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, I sure do. Get looking forward to that.
Looks just like his mama, Sandy James, from our Newsom 6 staff, doesn't he? Okay.
Well, a little difference, Ed. There's a little difference there. Tommy Connect, first down play for the South All-Stars, airs it out a little too much. We'll bring it up 2nd down, 10 yards to go. By the way, that was a 63-yard kickoff return. So once again, the story of the foot dominated the first half here of play.
Matt James pointing out what happened on the coverage on that allowed them to get down on that last play, and that's one of the things that sometimes does not work out too well normally in all-star games, and that's defensive secondary coverage.
Corey Abraham out of Willamette will be deep to the bottom of your screen on 2nd down and 10 yards to go. The ball at the 20-yard line. Connect, the quarterback, rolls out, looks for a man coming across the middle, and he's got number 28, Jason Stockman out of Sheldon, who airs it out, coming from the right side to the left, grabs the football and moves it all the way up to the 40-yard line and a first down. Now, prior to that play, Connect was only 2 for 5 for 1 yard.
We saw the tail end of the pick on this one as they picked on Wynn, and coming over to help out and having to make the stop on the play for the North was Tom Bonner, who played at Marshfield.
Brian Green out of Redmond goes to the top of your screen, and once again, Corey Abraham to the bottom on first down, 10 yards to go from the South's own 40-yard line. Connect, the quarterback, looks for a man open. He's just about has it. Abraham had his right hand on it, reached for his left, ran out of field, but made a valiant effort to try and pull in that football, just a little out of his reach.
Well, one of the reasons that we didn't see Wynn for a couple of series, they're using him quite a bit on defense here tonight at corner.
He's number 31 for the North.
And hey, you guys got to get some liquid and a break in this kind of weather sometime. But boy, I'd sure like to see a whole bunch of him on offense for the North.
So South breaks the huddle. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball still at the 40-yard line. Single back formation. They're running with the man in the slot. And Connect rolls out the pass. But guess who says I got other ideas? Chris Schmidt, 5'9", 180, just shoots through the gap and dumps Connect before he has a chance to do anything.
In his bio, he put among all of his other claims to fame, the last thing he mentioned before the fact he was going to Oregon State was he wanted everybody to know he is a powder puff cheerleader. You know, they mention their grades and the clubs they belong to and the sports, and he wants to mention Powder Puff cheerleader.
The thing he's most proud of.
Yeah.
Third down. 20 yards to go now on the play. Connect drops back to pass, pumps one, sends his receiver deep. He tries to get free, but was held up just a little bit by Brad Bridgman of Clackamas. Could not free himself before the ball went into the air. Everything fine on the play, but not a good opportunity for Marshall then to break away and come up with the football. So it brings up 4th down, and the South will have to kick it away.
Brad Bridgman had a lot of help that time. The free safety was over to take him deep. It was just excellent coverage by the North.
The South now having problems on the ground, reflective of the perhaps the opposite of their efforts through the airways. They've now minus 20 rushing.
LaRue Burden is back deep for the North.
Peterson will boom it away from his 21-yard line. Gets a nice kick, but not particularly deep, but he may get a bounce on this one. And when he goes the other way, they down it at the 25-yard line. So we won't have a chance to see Burden on that one. 45 yards on Peterson's kick there. So starting to up his average a little bit. It was 41 yards, then 42, now 45 on that one as you take a look at the South sidelines.
And you're taking a look at the Pendleton head coach, Bob Krofchek. Redmond head coach. We'll get a shot maybe at John Olson a little bit later at West Albany. He used his high school graduation picture in the program. I want you to take a look at it now, and if you got a program, take a look at it. It's not the same guy.
Fellows, the quarterback, has a double wide out to the top of your screen. Man in motion. Ramon Hall is the fullback. He tries to block to the first man through. And not much of an opportunity there because of the pursuit from the right side good, and Sam Ware does the best he can just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Mike Ford, along with others, Ford made the initial hit, but again, you're seeing that South defense fly around that football.
Our first look, I believe, of Ware carrying the football. A young man from Canby. Not a big fella, 5'6", 170, but boy, he could get those legs moving. Ramon Hall now will be the lone setback. Double wide out with the slot. To the bottom of your screen for Jason Fellows on 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ramon Hall with the football, and he is grabbed down at the line of scrimmage.
They didn't fool anybody. They tried a little inside counter trap that time. They had triple receivers, 3 to the right. They tried to cut play back to the inside. Nobody was fooled, and nobody was trapped. Breaking up that play, Tom Holmes of North Bend, number 68.
So Hall has not had any daylight on a few opportunities that he has had in running the football.
I have seen Ramon run harder. I think he's got more to give.
Only 15 yards on the ground for the North. So as you take a look at Jason Fellows looking over his notepad right in front of him, he says, yeah, that's the play I want. Unfortunately, number 9, Andrew McClave, didn't look at the same notepad.
Either he didn't look at it or Jason threw it behind him. And I'll side with you on this one. I think McClave ran the wrong route that time.
Didn't seem to be looking for the football. In any case, it brings up 4th down and 9 yards to go. The ball at the 26-yard line, and now the South with an opportunity, perhaps. As you can see, McClave not expecting the football. He was expecting to make a cut to the inside before he even started to look for it. Now, our first, perhaps, poor punt of the football game, unless they get the bounce, and they're not going to get a good one out of that one. It's going to die, perhaps, at about the 45-yard line, where it will be down by the North. Great field position for the South. The worst punt that we've seen on 2 outstanding punting performances by the North and the South. 27 yards on that one. And as we mentioned, the shortest of the football game. So a good break for the South All-Stars.
Well, let's see what the South can do with the football right now.
They don't have a lot of time, Mike. 2 minutes, 36 seconds to go before halftime, and the North leading this by a 3-0 count. There's a look at Matt James, we just spoke to a moment ago, and the crowd here. And they're not waving to us, folks. It's hot down there. About 110 degrees in the stands, 100 degrees right above us here at Civic Stadium. First down, 10 yards to go. Hand off to the first man through, nothing doing, up to about the 47-yard line as Connect elects to keep it on the ground on the first play on offense.
I was looking for a flag. It looked like we had movement that time from their wideout to the left, Corey Abraham, but apparently not.
John Young of Roseburg was the ball carrier on the play. In now for the South offense, number 28, Jason Stockman. He'll replace number 42, Josh Sellers out of Klamath Union as they look at 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Single back set, and I think they're going to go up on top.
Wide out, top and bottom. Connect looking to the top and he is has his arm hit. The ball comes loose. We'll see what happens. Wait for the official to call. He was getting ready to pump the football when the ball was knocked loose, and it looks like
South
we're going to
kept
keep it with the South All-Stars.
Very close to the bottom of the pile was Craig Gabriel for the North. Couldn't quite get to the ball.
Here's a look at it again. You can watch Connect try to pump,
That's
try
Lopez.
to bring the football back in. It's knocked down, and I didn't catch the number of the South lineman, but
John
alertly
Lopez out of Gresham.
fell on the football.
He'll be playing his football for Rich Brooks down at the University of Oregon.
3rd and 11. Connect rolls to the right. Receiver steps back into the middle. Not enough for the first down by number 7, Chad Cota out of Ashland High School. Takes it up just to the midfield stripe. Perhaps a little more kicking room, but it will be a 4th down play.
Interesting route when you've got to go 11 for a first down.
Yeah, to cut in at the 50 when the marker's up to 45.
We'll see if LaRue Burden gets a chance to run one back. He has a lot of quickness.
And you can believe the South is trying to take all the time they can. We have 33 seconds, and the clock is running. I wouldn't be surprised they even take a penalty. But they get it off just before the time marker. Good timing, though. 25 seconds to go, and a booming punt for Burden. He picks it up at the 9-yard line.
Why?
I don't know, Mike. With 18 ticks on the clock, a pretty gutsy call to grab that football at the 8-yard line. 41 yards on that boomer by Peterson.
That's a point description, gutsy. I think the coaches on the sideline, if we're at a normal game, would have a
don't
different...
use those same words that they're going to use on the sideline.
Yeah, they describe it differently were this a league game.
Clock is running now, 15 seconds and counting. I don't know if the North will even try and get a playoff here. They're leading by a 3-0 count and deep in their own territory. So I think they may be content just to wind it down and go talk about it in the locker room. Hope they have air conditioning in the locker room. 1-0, and there's the horn. We've played through one half here at Portland Civic Stadium. The North All-Stars on a Matt James field goal in the second quarter of play, leading the South by a 3-0 count. What's the South going to do? Well, we'll find out perhaps from Ed Whalen. Ed?
Hey, Coach. All right. Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, Coach, listen, you're down 3-0. Looks like you have the horses to go, and you just don't have them all running at the same team yet.
Well, you got to give them a lot of credit. They've got a very quick defensive front, and so far their defensive front has just outquicked us. We haven't been able to pick them up on pass protection, and they've done a good job against us on the run, too. So they're playing real well. We're going to have to just get some things squared away at halftime, come out and play the second half and play a lot better football.
How's the heat affecting them?
Well, I don't think that's as much of a factor as their quickness.
Okay, Coach, well, good luck. We'll let you get in and join your team. All right, back up to the booth for the halftime festivities.
Okay, Ed, we'll let you grab a little ice water down there, too. Down hot on the field. Hot, perhaps, too, on defense. 3-0, the count with the North All-Stars. We'll recap the first half and look at some of the highlights from the field action when we come back right after this.
Tonight is a great football game, but it's more than a football game. It's about a great hospital and some great people, like Sarah McKinley and Kathy McKinley. And how has the Shriner Hospital helped your family?
Well, they've taught Sarah to walk. They've done all of her bracing and her physical therapy, and she's learned to be quite independent here with the help of all the people that work here.
Sarah is only one example how you can help. So pick up your telephone right now and make your pledge to the Shriners Hospital.
Getting to know you.
Geostorm.
Getting to know
This is great.
about you.
Look at this.
Getting to like
Look at this. This is great.
Getting to hope you like
Oh, look at this.
Get to know Geostorm.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
Look at this
that's great.
and get a great deal
This is, look at this.
at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
We're with you all the way. All the way.
What's never far away, no matter where you go? Where does credit now bring you the same low price as cash?
Thanks, Dad. How are you?
And we'll be with you all.
Who's always there to help keep the show on the road?
There are few real classics in the world.
And only one of them is at Waterfront Park. Join Coin TV, U.S. Bank, and the Oregonian at the 8th Annual Waterfront Classics. Thrill to the most beautiful music ever written in Portland's most beautiful setting. It's a classic, and naturally, it's free.
Back at Civic Stadium, where the North All-Stars lead the South by a 3-0 count as we prepare for the halftime festivities down on the very warm artificial rug here at Civic Stadium. First of all, your comments on the first half, Mike. 3-0 game, not necessarily what we anticipated.
No, and I'm sure it's not what Jim Nagel anticipated, just judging by his reaction when he talked to Ed. But he hit it right on the head, that nothing is going to happen until one line, the South of the North, begins to dominate. And he complimented the quickness of the North. You also conversely have to compliment the defensive pursuit and the reaction of the South. And consequently, no team is going to dominate right now. I think that ball's got to get up in the air and take advantage of these standout receivers. And we might see Bierich a little bit more in the second half for the North. And you've got two kids that can throw a good ball and are very mobile for the South. Let's put it up and let's get this thing going.
Things very even here in the first half of play. For example, the time of possession, like 15 minutes, 55 seconds for the North, 14 minutes and 5 seconds for the South. The problem is neither team has been able to maintain any kind of consistency on offense, only 3 downs apiece, most of those through the airways.
Now we've got some all-stars of a different sort, Rick, down on the field.
Cheerleaders. Let's go ahead and eavesdrop a little bit and check out their routine.
Baby, boost up the volume. All right. Everything. Baby. All right. We want you all to listen. Listen close to what I say. This is something, and it's rock by kid. Don't worry about the message, 'cause that's really up to you. The hook is kind of catchy, so I know you'll like it too. Just step out on the dance floor, sure you bring a friend. We're gonna rock your butts out there until the party ends. It's too hot, you got to take it to the top. You and me rock around clock until we finally top. I said, baby, everything will be alright, alright. If you don't get uptight, baby, everything will be alright, alright. Out of sight, hit it! We're moving! We're moving! Red and blue! We're moving! We're moving! Red and blue! We're moving! We're moving! Red and blue! Okay! Shot! And now go! Go! Shot! And now go! Go! Shot! And now ring! Ring! Shot! And shot! And now go! Ring! Get up! Ring! Let's read it! Let's shout it! Red and blue! Let's read it! Let's shout it! Red and blue! Let's read it! Let's shout it! Red and blue!
Who's here too at halftime as festivities continue with the North leading the South by a 3-0 count. We'll be back with more from Civic Stadium right after this.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it. It's a promise we've been living up to for nearly 40 years. I'm proud of that. The next time you need tires, remember our warranty. When you take full advantage of it, it's worth $150 in 3 services.
The youngest of us understands. Take raw materials and build something. When it's no longer needed, you can't just push it aside and build anew. You would run out of materials and space. In the larger, more complex world, we can't ceaselessly build, discard, and go back for more. We're learning. American industry now recycles about 160 billion pounds of scrap each year. Exceptional results are being achieved with some materials. For example, about half the copper needed for plumbing, air conditioners, coins, and all other consumer and industrial products now comes from reclaiming such products. But we need to do more. Design all products so recycling is practical. Encourage commercial recycling and increase demand for recycled products. If we learn from our children, we'll be able to leave them an environment they can live in.
If your car just doesn't know when to quit, try a tank full of Unical 89. 2 octane points higher than unleaded regular. It could make your car go and stop better.
We're back at Civic Stadium where, as you can see, people still trying to cool off. I don't think the temperature has really knocked down the old mercury very much here in the first half of play.
No, and Civic Stadium can cool off if you get a breeze, but we don't have that luxury here this evening. The players are trying to cool off a bit, and I really hate to think of anybody being too critical about the players in a game like this. Hey, this is a Shrine All-Star game. They just got together for the first time here about 10 days ago. Normally, the second half does pick up if tradition follows with these games.
And I imagine we will see that again tonight. You know, in tonight's pregame show, we brought you inside into the Shriners Hospital and how it is helping the children and the families of the Northwest. Once again, I would like to introduce to you Tom Peterson.
In the pregame show tonight, we showed you many ways the Shriners Hospital is working to make things better for our children. But they continue to work on new ideas, new procedures to increase and maximize the potential of each and every child. The Shriners Hospital is not only striving to give good patient care, but to find better ways of serving the children with research on a continuous basis in all phases. And all this takes money. And of course, we'd like to have you participate with the Shriners Hospital. You can just call the number right on your screen and make your pledge and be part of this great hospital. Here's one of those new programs, and Dr. Joseph Pyatt will tell you about it.
Our program with selective dorsal rhizotomy here at the Portland Shrine Hospital is designed to help children with cerebral palsy who are limited by spasticity. Spasticity is a resistance to passive movement in the muscles in the arms and legs, and it's a common problem among children with cerebral palsy. The operation that we're doing is an operation on the spine. It is an operation intended to identify and divide certain nerves in the spine that are important in supporting spasticity in the arms and legs. The operation is only one piece of a large puzzle. These children are routinely evaluated before the operation in the Shrine Gate Laboratory. And after the operation, the work really begins for the children in a long, fairly arduous rehabilitation program designed to teach the children how to use their muscles in new and more correct ways now that they're no longer held back by the spasticity.
The Gait Lab helps us analyze how kids walk, and the reflective markers that you see on John will help us calculate joint angles when he's walking. This is only a part of about 5 hours of tests that the children undergo before surgery to document their status. And then we repeat these tests 1 year post-op and compare to look at changes in their ease of movement and their walking. After the child has recovered a few days from the surgery, they began a fairly intensive program of physical therapy with emphasis on muscle re-education. The children are somewhat weak at the beginning, and they can work on a strengthening program and develop strength that they were not able to achieve prior to the surgery. Tanel was a good candidate for rhizotomy because she had very good voluntary strength prior to surgery, but the level of spasticity or pulling in her muscles made her movement very difficult for her. Now that she is recovering from the surgery, the movement is easier and she can work to train and make her muscles stronger and hopefully walk in a smoother walk. And this is another way that we're able to offer services to help the children in the community.
Well, I appreciate very much what Shriners done in our lives. I realize that the teamwork, again, of the therapists, the doctors, the orthopedics, the people that make his braces, that all of that together in the surgeries that he's been able to have here have really been able to allow him to function more normally, to stand up straighter when he walks, to walk striking his heel on the ground first rather than stepping tippy-toe. All of those things allow him to function in his community with more confidence. It opens up more normal possibilities for him to be on soccer teams and baseball teams. And so I look to his future as far as John has all of the resources through Shriners to help him maximize his potential.
With your help, the Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children can continue to maximize the potential for many children, just like John. And you can be part of this great hospital by simply calling the number on your screen and make your pledge right now. Remember, the Shriners Hospital is free. Anyone who has a need, there is no cost for the family.
Attention, your Greater Oregon GMC truck team has just received a special shipment of fully equipped extended cab Sierra and Sonoma pickups, all ready to move out during the GMC truck team's super selling days, with all the ask-for options like these. We've got the GMC truck you want, but hurry, we're not going to have them forever, and we're already making super deals during the GMC truck team's super selling days at your Greater Oregon GMC truck team dealers.
What high-octane premium gasoline delivers winning performance. What do you reach for when your cash flow suddenly runs dry? Who's got the snacks and the smiles to keep you going?
Some people think all the trees in Oregon's national forests will be logged. If you're concerned about what will happen to Oregon's trees, the truth is nearly 1/2 of our vast national forest lands are protected forever in wilderness, wildlife, and recreation areas. These trees will never be harvested. Oregon will always have national forests preserved for future generations. Oregon will never grow out of trees.
Rick Metzger back at Civic Stadium with Mike Stone, and here are the total yards from the first half. 71 for the South, 65 for the North. Mike, I have more yards than that on my fishing reel. I mean, this has been a tough offensive first half of play.
I'm glad you didn't ask me to analyze these and give you any kind of analysis of what they say. All it says is that the South has been a little more effective passing than the North. Yards rushing, minus 22 for the South, hey, it's getting down to the trenches right now. Who's going to start dominating and taking over, or are we going to have a defensive battle to the end? Of course, the people who bought tickets hope not, and I think we're going to see the ball in the air.
I think so too. Only 3 first downs apiece in the first half. Here, your leading rushers, and this will change one carry of the ball because 3 for 9, 4 for 4, 3 for 5.
Yeah.
It's been tough, but you got to give the defense credit, and that's not unusual either. Just 7 or 8 days of practice to have the defense a bit ahead of the offense.
But we've got the skilled people in this ball game. You've got Peterson and Connect on the one side for the South at quarterback. You've got good arms and Jason Fellows, a strong arm and Bierik, good receivers. Let's put it up. Let's give the fans a little something to go home with and have some fun here in the second half. But we don't want to put it up too long because the clock does stop and you might be late to a reunion.
And, of course, the North leads by a 3-0 count. Let's see what kind of magic produced this halftime lead. Let's go down to the sidelines. And Ed Whalen with the North coach, Gary Stout.
Well, I have 2 coaches here, Coach Gary Stouts and assistant coach Jeff. Now, what do you coach, Jeff?
Nothing.
Listen, they're wondering up in the booth, are we going to see you guys maybe open it up more in the second half?
Well, I think so. We're not exactly killing them on the ground, so we're going to throw the ball a little bit more. Our pass protection has been okay. We've missed some open receivers, and certainly our quarterbacks are capable of putting the ball in the air. So,
okay. Well, coaches, thank you very much. We'll let you get back to business. Good luck to you. Okay, there you have it. Maybe some fireworks coming at you for the second half here, folks.
Okay, and we'll look forward to that. We're ready for kickoff here in the second half of play, and the North leading by a 3-0 count, and they'll have their opportunity to score first here in the second half. They'll be receiving the kick this time, defending the goal to the North as the South kicks off from the South, defending that goal here in the second half of play. Now here's a look at the South sidelines as they're getting ready for battle. Get them shoulder pads, clap them hands. We're ready.
Drop that temperature. Let's get some fall-type weather.
Tell me about it. LaRue Burton, the man with the amazing hairdo, deep to receive the kickoff, standing at his own 8-yard line. He's got plenty of help back there, the short men for the North All-Stars, among them at number 20, Jason Berry, and also number 34, Eric Green out of Tigard. Here's the kickoff. It goes right down the middle, and it's taken by
oh, he booted it. He kicked it.
Now it's into the end zone, and it rolls out of the end zone. Boy, what a lucky break for the North All-Stars.
He was a bit casual about that. Jason Berry touched the ball inside the 10, and then he booted it about the 5, and frankly, I thought he was a bit casual about the way he was walking back after it.
So a real break for the North All-Stars. Look at the ball at the 20-yard line. Here it is again. Bounces off Berry.
He's going to touch it right here about the 9. Then he boots it with his foot inside the 5. He's counting on it going out of bounds. But young man, you can't rely on that.
I think he was a little embarrassed for a moment, thought that he still had to pursue that football. In any case, they had the football first down and 10 yards to go. And Barrick is the quarterback starting off here in the second half of play for the South. And as Gary Stout said, they're going to go to the airways to start things off, but it's null and void for Nathan Hamilton out of Gresham. Can't get his hands on the football. We'll bring up second down and 10 yards to go, but it's nice to see they're going up top.
Just a slant into the inside, but he threw it behind him. Jason Fellows did not deliver the ball in the proper receiving area that time. We'll bring up second down.
Well, we don't want to blame Jason for that one.
Now we got
Barrick is the quarterback, so, you know, Jason would get a little upset.
Thank you. Big fellow, 10, right? Okay, thanks.
Kurt dropping back to pass again. Gets chased out of the pocket, sends his receivers deep, tries to find an opening. There's Matt James with a great pass coming across the middle, trying to aid his adversary from Glencoe High School during the Metro League season. And James comes down with the football at the 33-yard line and again saves the North and gives them a first down and 10 situation. The ball will be spotted at the 34.
Don't you love this Matt James? He's an alternate. He comes on. He is doing everything for the North, both sides of the ball. Nice play that time, and there to make the hit and knock him out of bounds for the South. Number 24 on the stop that time for the South.
And there's a good look at Matt James as he lines up in the slot this time for the North All-Stars. Barrett back to pass, and he's going to be hammered from the left side. Somehow eludes the tackler, but he cannot get away at all.
Tom Holmes at North Bend. He's a load, and he showed some quickness that time. Holmes out of North Bend, 6'1", 245.
And can he move for 245?
Hey, he's got some quick feet, doesn't he?
Here it is again. It looked for a moment like Barrick was just dead meat right there. Number 11, Tony Coker of Lebanon, seemed to have him. Let him get away. He was not to elude the quick feet of Tom Holmes. Boy, would you like to have 245 pounds running at you like that. It's like a freight train.
No, thank you.
Takes the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line. A loss of 14 yards on the play. Second down, 24 yards to go.
Second and a Keith Jackson country mile.
There's the quarterback, drops back. Once again, is getting pursued from the inside. Gets the pass away. Completes it at the 27-yard line. Not a lot of running room, and nobody wants to stop tackling.
5, 6 people around that football for the South. Swarming defense all night for the South. In on the stop and also on the coverage, number 34, John Ruby. Ruby coming to the outside from his linebacker spot.
Tom Hanson also in on the play for that one, as was Tony Coker, 11er. So good pursuit, and they're just trying to contain now. Third down and 18 yards to go. They'll give him that short one.
Boy, for the South, you had a corner over there, you had a safety, you had a nose tackle, and an inside linebacker. They are going after it.
James and Hamilton are your wide receivers. Hamilton out aggression to the bottom of your screen. Split backs. They're going upstairs. And he's looking for Matt James. Slides down the 29-yard line right at first base. And he's safe at first, but only gains about 5 yards on the play. But it was a good effort on his part. He'll still bring up fourth down and a punting situation.
Safe at first, but for a third down play that does not get the ball upfield, the punting team has to come on.
Now you watch James come out of the slot position. Cuts across and avoids the double play by sliding into first.
Interesting. 5-yard pass route when you've got third
Merrick
and long.
gets a short, not a particularly long punt away. It's taken up on the first hop by the South All-Stars, Brian Green. He is rolled out of bounds at the 41-yard line, where the South will get real good field position to start their first offensive set here in the third quarter. We have 12 minutes, 17 seconds to play in the third period. The North leading the South by a 3-0 count.
I love what you do for me, Toyota. I love how you set me free. I love it. I said I love it.
If you've got the will, Toyota is the way.
I love what you do for me, Toyota. Now I gotta cut loose, put loose, kick off Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off my knees. Everybody come loose.
Okay, sports fans, either you order your PSU Viking football season tickets or a big meteor and an elephant are going to land in your backyard. Tiki, ever play fullback?
Buy this hands-free GE transportable phone, just $169 with GTE MobileNet service. Save during Doty's sizzling summer sale, going on now.
Back at Civic Stadium, where the North leads the South by a 3-0 count. Hey, tomorrow, make your way to Waterfront Park for Portland's biggest and best food and music celebration. It's The Bite, a big fundraiser for a Special Olympics. Join Coin TV for a good time and a good cause. The Bite, tomorrow at Waterfront Park. Right now, All-Star football action. The ball at the 40-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the South All-Stars. During the break, Mike Stone told me the South is going to score on this possession. We'll see.
Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel. Yeah,
Well,
thanks a lot,
so
Metzger.
much for that one.
Thanks, Metzger. I'll remember this experience for a long time. Intercepted North. Ouch. Now ask me again why I got out of broadcasting.
No, I think what you said was they're going to set up the first score in the second half.
Oh, thank you. You're so gracious.
Great interception. Great interception. LaRue, Burden. Show us your haircut, LaRue. Great play. Interception at the 45-yard line, and the North suddenly back on offense.
Did I add that there is a distinct possibility that the North might also intercept if the South tries to score? Yeah.
Oh, just have a little fun up here. Okay, first down, 10 yards to go. Jason Fellows is back in at quarterback now. And, oh, boy.
Jason.
That's, oh, boy. What can you say about that? This might be completed. That's interference. No question about that.
What a break. Two key mistakes by the offense. One, Jason Fellows should not have tried to pitch that ball back for the flea flicker. He had Hamilton coming around behind him. He got away with it. It took the right kind of bounce. And then Hamilton threw a dying duck, a dying quail up in the air. Then they got away with it. That's what comes from playing together at Gresham all those years. You can do those things, and they work.
But then, of course, the defensive laps probably figured that Matt James was somehow going to come up with that football. They had to do something. But a play that should go absolutely nowhere except for a loss.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
All of a sudden becomes a big play for the North All-Stars. One of the guys that helped set that up was LaRue Burton with the interception. Let's go down to Ed Whalen.
That's right. I saw your brother, J.J. Burton, playing for the Chiefs this morning, and you with the big interception down here in Portland, Oregon tonight. They went to the well too often. This is the third time they went after you, isn't it?
Yes, it's the third time. The first time, they kind of got me on a slant, and I slapped the ball away. And then they kind of made me come up on a slant, and then he went out. Then the third time they went, and we had him in a double cover, and I just picked it off.
Made him suffer.
Made him suffer.
Okay. We're looking to do more of that as the game goes on. I'll see you guys next time something goes on down here.
Brian Blix almost walked off with that ball. Rick.
Making him pay and making him suffer. You're right, Brian Blix almost did that for the North and just hitting himself because he couldn't quite come up with that interception. But the North got another break.
You got to know where that free safety is, and Jason found him, Fellows, but you don't throw to him.
Mike Wynn out of Franklin is at the top of your screen. Jason Fellows working out of an I formation. Ramon Hall gives him a good block. Fellows gets dumped as he airs it out to Mike Wynn, and Wynn is out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Good coverage on the play. Will bring up a third down. They were going for it all.
Wes Charlie played for the Springfield Millers, came in and put a shot on Jason Fellows.
And it was a shot, too. He just unleashed the football before he got whacked.
Still 3-0, 11-17 to go here in the third quarter.
You're looking at the coverage here by Ace Burdick of Thurston. Good coverage on the play to keep Mike Wynn out of the play. Now it's third down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 30-yard line. Fellows 4 for 11, 39 yards in the football game. Rolls to his right. Has the man open. They've been finding the seam inside, and they do it once again. This time completed to Carl Davison out of Tigard. And it's a first down. The ball at the 16-yard line.
Protection has noticeably improved for the North, for their quarterback, Jason Fellows.
Now, they haven't had a lot of opportunity on the wideout situations on their offense, but they've been getting that quick pop right in between the linebackers.
I think Gary Stotts and his staff recognize exactly that, Rick. Sure, they've got two great wideouts in Hamilton and Gwynn, but if you haven't got the time to let them make their moves and get deep, let's go down the field 7, 8, 9 yards at a whack. Uh-oh. One half the line's moving, the other half of the line still thinking about what the count is.
Now, I saw Darren Border out of Beaverton move on the play, and I believe that's...
Yep, procedure. They're going to back it up 5 yards against the North.
That was the call. Made contact across the line of scrimmage. There you see him take off.
You know what?
I'm sure Frank Stammers is saying, glad it wasn't me this time.
He got rid of his first half jitters.
Ramon Hall is the fullback behind Jason Fellows now. First down, 15 yards to go. Ball moved back to the 22-yard line. Great scoring opportunity.
Front. Eric Green.
And the young man from Tigard High School really lays the elbow down and the shoulder and powers his way all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Ramon Hall is asked to be taken out. He's coming to the side, and Jason Berry back in at one of the running back spots. Outstanding play, a four-man front. First time here in the second half. And if the gaps aren't assigned or covered in a defense like that, you can pick up good yardage on a basic running play like the North just did.
Now we're looking at second down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 14-yard line. The best scoring opportunity yet for the North. Mike Wynn is set to the bottom of your screen. Man in the slot to the top. Single setback. Fellows drops back to pass. He's looking for Mike Wynn. Wynn can't quite get to it. And a major collision in the end zone. Neither the defender or Wynn looking for each other. And the South defender is down on the field.
That's Brian Blix out of North Bend colliding with Wynn, and Blix took a hard shot. Now we see
number 9.
Wynn's got his helmet off. He's a bit shaken, but it's number 9, Brian Blix.
We'll see if we can look at that again. Mike Wynn was out of the play, saw he couldn't get the football, and then Blix did not see Wynn in there at all. So we'll see, and I hope that Brian is okay. We'll be back at Civic Stadium in a few moments. The North leading the South. The score in the third quarter is 3-0.
Buy this hands-free GE transportable phone just $169 with GTE MobileNet service. Save during Doty's sizzling summer sale going on now.
From Hollywood Pictures, conman Jimmy Dworsky has found businessman Spencer Barnes' date book.
My life is in there.
Now, Jimmy's taking over Spencer's life.
I'm on Dynasty.
He's moving into his house.
Nice place.
Wearing his clothes.
Yes, sir.
And he's even using Spencer's name.
You must be Spencer.
Thank you, God.
Want to join me?
Sure. Yeah! This is a disaster.
James Belushi, Charles Grodin, taking care of business.
I don't know who I am.
Rated R.
National sneak preview tomorrow night.
I'm Leslie Nielsen, and this is something I know about personally, back problems. Now, you can prevent them by using a chair with good lower back support. Get up and move around every 20 minutes or so. And lift the right way, back straight, push up with your legs. If the back pain is severe or persistent, then you see your doctor. This is a message from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Back at Civic Stadium, and here's the collision between Blix and Wynn.
Down to the corner. Timing pattern trying to get there, and in the hands, Blix had it. Consequently, his eye is on the ball. He didn't see the collision coming.
Here's a look from another angle. And there was nothing that Mike could do either. He had to keep going.
He became a defender and
definitely wanted to make sure that that was not caught. So they both suffered a little bit on the play, but happy to report that both got up and off the field for a moment on their own power. So we're back at Civic Stadium. 3rd down, 8 yards to go now. Matt James comes back into the football game for the North All-Stars. Carl Davis at a Tiger goes out. Critical play here. Jason Fellows is the quarterback.
3 wide receivers, trips to the right.
Nathan Hamilton deep to the right. Matt James is in the slot. Jason Fellows is the quarterback. 3rd and 8 for the 14. Fellows, the left-hander, shows a dove right across the middle. It is picked up, and that's going to be very, very close depending on where they give him forward progress as far as the first down is concerned. He was knocked back after catching the football.
Ty Kraft, who was a receiver on that, the Canby Cougars.
But he is very close to the first down. Let's see where they mark it. It looks to be about,
oh, hello. We're less than a half a yard short.
Less than a half a yard to go. Now, last time they went on 4th down, ended up settling for a Matt James field goal. You would imagine with less than a half a yard to go that Coach Gary Stouts will go for this one.
And I think he has enough confidence in his running attack that he's put in aggression to perhaps run for it. But a timeout is called.
Now he wants to think about it.
Yeah.
So we'll think about it up here in the booth, too. 8:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The North leading the South and threatening. The score right now is 3-0.
Ford Ranger is the top-selling compact truck in America. And right now at your local Northwest Ford dealer, you can get a Ford Ranger XLT Lariat loaded with options. Like a V6 engine, air conditioning, AM/FM stereo, special wheels, sliding rear window, and more. All for under $10,000. In fact, about the only thing this Ranger doesn't come with is a car phone. Well, you can always rig something up.
Some people think all the trees in Oregon's national forests will be logged. If you're concerned about what will happen to Oregon's trees, the truth is nearly 1/2 of our vast national forest lands are protected forever in wilderness, wildlife, and recreation areas. These trees will never be harvested. Oregon will always have national forests preserved for future generations. Oregon will never grow out of trees.
Back at Civic Stadium where the North reaches a critical point. 4th down, 1 yard to go. The ball at the 7-yard line. What do you look for? It looks like they're going to go for it. What kind of play is in Gary Stouts' playbook?
Well, he has a lot of plays in his playbook, and he would surprise me at this juncture if he got anything that's too complicated. He's got Jason Berry came back into the ball game. I'd say you go something basic, rely on your line, get that first down. There they go.
Hall gets the football, and it looks like he has the first down. Now, he was stopped right away, but his forward progress certainly seemed to be a half a yard.
Berry brought in for his blocking abilities on that power play, that lead off tackle. He opens right at the defensive end, kicks the defensive end out, and Ramon Hall goes inside his block.
And Hall takes it inside the marker, so it's first down and goal to go for the North All-Stars at the 6-yard line. And by the way, that is the first rushing first down of the entire game for either side.
I guarantee you, Gary Stotts is not used to that statistic at this point of any football game he's coached at Gresham. First rushing, first down. He's not familiar with that statistic at all.
There's a look at Ramon Hall. 4 carries, 10 yards, but the last yard very critical. It puts his team in a position for first and goal, the ball at the 6-yard line. Fellows is the quarterback.
They're going to keep
Pitches
going
back.
to the left side.
There's an opening. Touchdown. Jason Berry.
They found some strength to the left side. They're comfortable with Lopez and Border blocking out on that side. And they came back that way. Just power football, power running to the outside.
Here it is again. Berry sees the daylight opening up. He just puts on the afterburners, leaps one tackler, eludes another, and is into the end zone for the 6th, the first touchdown of the football game. 45-yard drive in 8 plays. It took 3 minutes and 37 seconds. And now the North All-Stars will look to make it a double-digit game at 10-0. Matt James will be attempting the point after touchdown.
Jason Berry, the state's leading rusher last year, first team All-State.
Carl Davison out of Tigard will hold for James, who's already connected.
Somebody running on the field across the
And
way.
he was still on the field, too, but I don't see if any of the officials noticed it at all.
What am I screaming block for? I'm watching the guy. He was blocked by his coach. I'm watching the wrong thing and yelling block.
Well, it splits the uprights for a 10-0 lead. The official did not see the extra player out on the field. So we're going to get that. He had blocked by him. 10-0 count. 8 minutes, 16 seconds to go here in the third quarter at Civic Stadium. The North starting to step it out. They're a happy bunch. 10-0 score.
Smith's Home Furnishings continues to outdistance the competition with sensational offers like these.
No financial investment for an entire year. That's no down payment, monthly payments, or interest until August 1991.
A deluxe 35mm camera, a $99 value included with any purchase of $299 or more.
Plus outstanding low prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and electronics.
The camera.
1 year deferred finance.
Outstanding low prices.
All yours today because nobody cares like Smith's.
Next, on the best of the National Geographic specials. Beneath our feet lies a restless world, unleashed, unrelenting. For 4 billion years, a force that has never been stilled. Journey with National Geographic through the fury of the vast volcanic frontier that is the violent Earth.
National Geographic, Sunday at 6 on Coin TV.
Back at Civic Stadium, here's the first touchdown of the football game.
Quick toss to the outside. Again, everybody sealing off. And a good lead block by Ramon Hall to the outside that time, allowing Jason Berry to pick up the extra 3 or 4 yards and go into the end zone. But did you like that commentary on that point after?
I like
I'm
that.
screaming blocked as it goes through the uprights. I'm too busy watching the action on the sidelines. Bring it out to the 20.
Takes it all the way to the end zone. We might have to clarify a few things for some of the fans watching the football game. We talk about Jason Berry, who just scored the touchdown. Berry, of course, we mentioned from Jesuit High School. People might be looking at his helmet, see the big G on it and everything else.
Yeah.
What these guys have done, and here's a good Z100 sticker, as part of the camaraderie of this whole football game, they're exchanging decals from their teammates, both on the south and the north. So you'll see football helmets from Gresham or Hillsborough or Churchill High School with stickers from perhaps 6 or 7 different teams representing their teammates.
And their coaches are really going to appreciate it because they return these helmets and we have to clean them off and get them ready for the start of daily doubles. That's okay.
Okay, a little confusion at the line of scrimmage as the South takes over first down and 10 yards to go, but no confusion on the sidelines where my colleague Ed Whalen is standing by. Ed?
Yes, sir, baby, the big man here. Darren Border threw it, and Jason Berry ran right behind him. You guys used to butt heads together. You went to where? You went to Beaverton and Jesuit, right? It feels good to be on the same side.
We played Pop Warner together. We kind of grew up together, so it's kind of fun to be back together.
You great block on that 4th and 1 that set the run up too, huh?
Thanks. Yeah, they were slanting in, so we just blocked down.
You're going to Oregon State Monday, tomorrow?
No, I'm going late. I got 91 scholarships, so I go later in the year.
Okay, Jason, what about yourself?
I go tomorrow to Oregon State.
Okay, all right. That's it. 2 big dudes, heroes, back upstairs.
Okay, Ed. And while you guys were talking, what you were watching at home was perhaps the best run of the game for the South All-Stars. by Jason Stockman. But we've got a flag on the play. It's going to go against the North All-Stars. Here's the play again. A great individual effort. A little sachet there as he cuts to the outside, trying to elude Matt James. Matt won't let him get away. And then he does all of a sudden have his jersey pulled down, gets another 5 yards, and finally goes down. And now
on the defense, first down.
And now 15 yards added to that.
You saw the arm come across on that replay and hook the face mask. So now the South, Rick, they've got a break. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Breaks are no good if you leave them alone and don't do anything with them.
And they're up at the 48-yard line now, almost at midfield with 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go and counting here in the third quarter. The South trailing by a 10-0 count.
Single back set would suggest pass.
Bert Peterson of Ashland is backing at quarterback. Single set behind him, and it does go to his lone back, number 22, Adam Bratlin out of Churchill High School. And Bratlin takes it right up the middle to about the 45-yard line.
Floyd Howerson's Churchill Lancers. Bratlin out of the single back, and they do that a lot at Ashland also, where Coach Nagel, head coach of the South, coaches. They can do just about anything they want with the mobility of their quarterback, Peterson. That time, they just took a simple dive up the middle and picked up good yardage with it. Still going against the basic five-man front, 5-2, 5 men up front, 2 backers for the North.
Chad Cota out of Ashland is at the top of your screen. Again, a single back offense. Same play, this time to the right side. Boy, this time he traps to the right side and spins away and gains a couple of more yards before he's finally brought down by Jason Wack out of Benson.
Boy, Bratlin's a tough runner, isn't he?
He is.
Took that inside trap, went right off the hip of his trapping blocker, and carried it down for a first down. Nice run.
Spun around and got a couple of yards more, just inside the 40-yard line. And it's a first down and 10 yards to go for the South All-Stars. I believe that's probably their first one rushing as well. We just had that from the North.
Somebody's over pursuing in that line for the North, and they're getting trapped the last time. We'll see how the North responds. They've got a 6-man front this time, even man front for the North on defense.
Man in motion this time, and they hand it off on the delay to the lone back in the set. Stockman again from Sheldon High School. Doesn't gain much, if any, on the play.
Nose tackle Adam White, who was this time over on the left side of the ball across from the guard, made the stop. Well, they responded with a 6-man front. Even man front did the North. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Kevin Marshall brings in the play from the sideline. Chad Cota of Ashland stepping out for the play. And Marshall will set himself to the top of your screen. Bert Peterson, the quarterback.
Double slot this time.
Double slot, double wide out. Suggest pass, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you can do anything out of that set.
Matt in motion, and they try to get the pitch out, but not letting him do anything of that kind. Dave McLaughlin out of Milwaukee High School, who wrapped his arms around him and said, you better hold on to that football, and wisely Peterson did.
McLaughlin, in his own right, an outstanding baseball player and a very good quarterback while he was at Milwaukee, playing defensive in here this evening.
Here it is again. He just wraps him up right away. And you see Peterson alertly pull the ball right back into his body rather than holding it out there.
When you're assigned, that's his assignment on an option. His assignment was a quarterback. You want to wrap that arm so the quarterback cannot pitch the ball. You want to trap those arms so he cannot pitch the ball.
So it's 3rd down, 12 yards to go for the South, back at the 42-yard line. Takes the handoff. He's going upstairs on the out pattern. Jason Stockman of Sheldon comes through for the touchdown.
Jason Wack got turned around and could not recover. Wack out of Benson on the coverage. He didn't have any help behind him, and they occupied the safety over the middle. That left Wack all alone. He turned his back and lost sight of the quarterback and the ball for a moment and never recovered.
There it is. You can see the great move by Stockman as he goes out, dekes his man.
The safety never got over to help deep, and Wack was beat by a good step and a half.
He just heads for the flag. And there's 6, and all of a sudden we've got a football game again. It's 10-6. And the South hoping to add the point after touchdown on the foot of Josh Sellers out of Klamath Union.
Well, I think both coaches got a little of the macho out of their system in the first half. I'm going to cram it down your throat. You can try to cram it down my throat.
It's blocked by number 11, I believe, Dave McLaughlin of Milwaukee, who just made the great play 2 plays earlier on the quarterback. We've got a man down for the North. I think he got the wind knocked out of him more than anything else.
McLaughlin being congratulated on the sidelines, but we've got a player down on the field for the North right now.
The scoring play, 72 yards in 5 plays. It took 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Big block, 10-6 our score. Here's that touchdown again, Rick. To the corner with this route. And again, it was the corner that lost his man by a step and a half, and the safety could not get over. The safety's got to head immediately for the sideline to cover deep, and he just didn't get there in time.
You think Stockman's a happy man? I can guarantee it. He's down on the sidelines right now with Ed Whalen.
Happy young man. Jason, tell me about the pattern you ran.
Well, we just ran an out, and then the coverage played me out, so I thought I was going to run out, but I took off on him, and I left him because he thought I was going to run out. I went up on him. He couldn't stay with me.
That's all she wrote, huh?
Yeah.
You're a little excited, aren't you?
Yeah, very excited.
Of course, you guys missed that extra point.
Yeah, but I got us back in the game, so if we got back in the game, that's all I care about.
Okay.
Really.
Okay, buddy. Go
All right.
get them.
Thanks.
Yeah, they get excited, don't they?
You think that's a little hard to talk down there, Mike? Think he's a little winded?
Ed, give me a break. It's 100 degrees.
Great play. And here's a look at Jason Wack, who's had a disappointing 2 consecutive series.
That's
he, of
true.
course, beaten in the corner and then just really hit hard on the point after touchdown, being carried off the field. And we certainly hope that Jason is okay.
Jason Wyck out of Benson.
Yeah,
Of course,
great
his head
football
coach
player.
Dressel is one of the assistants for the North.
And Burton takes the football on the kickoff at the 10. He's at the 20-yard line. Hand tackle there, misses it, breaks away. He has no shoulder pad that's covered up anymore, but somehow he has covered himself at the 18-yard line, but he did everything he could to break away from 2 or 3 would-be tacklers. 15-yard return, 54-yard on the kickoff.
Joel Hellerman out of South Salem appeared to be the bottom man in that stack of 5 or 6 special team members for the South. 10-6 our score, North leading 4:17, the clock running here in the 3rd quarter.
How critical is that missed point after touchdown at this juncture in the game with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period?
I think the way both are warming up to the task, it may not be all that critical. Sure, it is in any normal football game, but it's big time as far as trying to tie that ball game with a 3-point field goal, sure.
Fellows, the quarterback for the North, drops back in the pattern. He's looking right over the middle. His man was out there, but he overshoots him just by about 1.5 yards. Looking again for number 32, Carl Davison out of Tiger.
That'll come up and bite you late in a ball game, in a close ball game. Right now, it may not appear to be all that critical, but it becomes a big factor late in the game.
Fellows, the left-handed quarterback, trying to rally his North squad here to reassert control of the football game. They don't want momentum to slide back and forth. You look at Jason's helmet. We talk about all those decals. Looks like an advertising billboard out there.
There's running mate Nielsen out of Gresham, who has nowhere to go, and all the red shirts. They just pushed him to the sideline, made him run east and west instead of north and south. 2nd and 10. Good defensive pursuit. Number 57 lead the charge over there was Paul Dirksen, who strung it out from his defensive end spot.
Replacements coming in for the South All-Stars on defense. Number 36, Doug Strickland into the football game. Chad Cota coming in on defense as well as one of the defensive back positions.
We're
A
gonna
lot of
see
these
a lot
guys
of
are
that.
going both ways now, which is
We're gonna
an
see more
amazing
bodies.
feat with the heat.
We'll see a lot more of them, I think, Rick, the rest of the way.
Okay, 3rd down, just about 10 yards to go. Matt James is split to the bottom of your screen. Double set back behind Jason Fellows. Fellows rolls to his right. He's looking for James. He's not open, so he steps back in the middle and pumps long. Has a man open if he can get to it, but just outside the fingertips of his receiver from Gresham High, number 88, Nathan Hamilton.
Free safety, Chad Cota. It takes a lot to burn Cota. It takes a lot to burn him. He is one of the smartest football players at his position in the state. He proved it there. He was with him all the way.
Stayed with him like glue all the way down. And even if that ball, like you say, would have been on the money, it would have been a tough reception. So it's 4th down. The South, which just has scored here in the 3rd period, have a chance to get their hands on the football once again.
Dave McLaughlin, who had a great night punting when he played us at Park Rose this year, and may have had that punt deflected a bit. I'm not sure. Here we go, Brian Green.
Green finds the corner, but runs out of room at about the 45-yard line. But this will be great field position for the South inside North territory. They trail by a 10-6 count, but they've got old Mo on their side right now.
That's the way you do it on a punt return or a kick return. You get that ball upfield quickly.
Cover Cota deep.
Instructions from Bill Dressel on the north sidelines. 37 yards on the kick, 14 yards on the return. The South taking over now. And again at quarterback, as he was on the series that produced the 6. Number 4 for the South, Bert Peterson out of Ashland High School. Wide receivers top and bottom. Man in the slot to the left. Peterson hands off to his lone setback. Nothing giving up the middle. Trying to keep that defense honest, though. I think they're going to want to try to work it outside again and giving the football to number 44, John Young. Part of the sacrifice he's going to have to make to try to keep that offense loosened up a little bit.
Well, they had a little success on their last drive with that, so why not give it a shot here early, 2nd and 9. Let's see if they go with a single back set. Nope, he's going to put him in the eye again.
Cota going to the top of your screen. Now we're at the I formation. Ball at the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. A little movement on the line. The right guard, the right tackle seemed to jump off. They kind of talked to each other there, but it looked like number 55 for the South All-Stars, George Murhoff, jumped, and he did. So that'll cost him 5.
Dr. Murhoff's boy, George Murhoff, who the last 2 years has played at Klamath Union. And boy, did they get a nice gift when he and his family moved from Colton, Oregon. Head coach up at Colton, a little Class A school. It gets about 26, 27 bodies out for football a year. Hates to lose a kid like
you call up and say, would you like 225 pounds to move in on your line?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, he went the other way. He went from a Class A school down to Klamath Union, and it was there fine. And he's a good one. Going to Oregon State.
2nd down, 15 yards to go. The ball at midfield. There's our man again.
Great leg action.
Stockman seems to be getting better as the game goes on.
Boy, Rick, he picks those knees up. He gets offended. You put a hand on his thigh to tackle him, you bet you cannot arm tackle this kid. He's going to break him. High knee action.
Young man from Sheldon High School.
The only thing that saved the North there is they played the pursuit angle and forced him to the sideline.
Jason Stockman becoming the big weapon right now for the South All-Stars. It looks like the gap is closed, but no. It's number 62 for the North All-Stars. Tries to get his hands on him, can't do so.
Arm
Stockman
tackle.
is out to the right, finally runs out of running room, and the pursuit catches up with him.
Burden tried to arm tackle him, and that won't work.
Stockman
Here they go.
Again. Stockman going to the left side, but he has one man to beat. And he has to leapfrog over number 5, Brad Bridgman out of Clackamas. Otherwise, he has 6 more points. As it is, he takes the ball down to the 20-yard line.
Tom Bonner forced to come over from the free safety spot and pin him against the sideline, but not until he got a 1st down. And the South is on a roll.
Stockman, you think would be getting winded right now, but not
Bridgman over pursued. Bridgman did not what we call break down for the tackle. He was flying by too fast. You got to break down into a hitting position and make the stop. He was out of control and over pursued.
And after losing 22 yards and rushing in the first half, the South All-Stars reversed that. They're plus 56 here in the 3rd period. The ball is at the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down. We've got a little timeout on the field, and the coaches, as they can do, step out into the offensive huddle and talk about things. Now you see Bill Dressel coming out to talk to his defense for the North All-Stars, and they want to stop him here.
Okay. Ken Potter, a Jesuit, one of the other assistants for the North, along with Jeff Davis from Clackamas. On the south side, along with Jim Nagel from Ashland, you've got Ken Potter. You've got for the South, you've got Howard Johnson up from North Bend. You've got John Olson of West Albany and Bob Krafchek from Redmond. Krafchek moved over a year ago from coaching at Crook County.
Right. It's a good honor for these coaches, too, to get together and work with these kids.
Hey, Dressel has had a camera on his neck all week, and I was teasing him about looking more like a tourist tonight than a coach. He had a camera on his neck just before kickoff. But he's got the camera off, so he looks like a coach now, not a tourist. Of course, he coached the Benson State champs here a couple of years ago.
1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 20. The South looking to take the lead in this football game. They trail right now 10-6. Peterson, the quarterback, hands off to the 2nd man through. That's number 36, Doug Strickland out of West Albany. And Strickland powers his way down to the 18-yard line. As right now, the South seems to be content to keep the ball on the ground.
Now, lead off tackle that time. Some tough yards inside the 20.
Look at the north sidelines.
Fresh folks coming in, Rick. Josh Sellers coming in at a running back, on Chad Cota coming in at a wideout for the South. Now they're going to take Sellers and put him to the right, trips to the right. 3 wide receivers right side. I'm not going to say it looks like a passing situation. They'll hand it off again. Keep her on the speed option.
Right side of the field. He's going to roll out to his left. Matt James. Matt James just stepped inside of the offensive player and picked that football off at the 2-yard line.
That's a tough throw. That's a tough throw for a professional to make when you're running that way and trying to throw it back. Good recovery, though.
Let's take a look at it again. Matt James timing this perfectly.
All right, you've got a right-hander running to his left. That's a tough throw to make. He did not have enough velocity on it, and that allowed Matt James to recover.
Matt James heading to Portland State with Coach Pokey Allen. Another good find for the Vikings. And as you mentioned before, an alternate in this game, he is really slow.
Yeah, he's been very impressive all week in practice, too.
Okay, back in deep against their own end zone.
Oh, no. It'll be inside the one.
I believe
inside the one.
I believe Forward Progress had him on the 1 yard.
Yeah.
South, of course, calling for a safety.
Oh, sure. They worked hard to get him knocked back in the end zone. Sam Ware from Canby was the ball carrier, and that play will end the third quarter.
And we're going to have a whale of a fourth quarter coming up. The North leading the South by a 10-6 count, but backed up inside their own 1 yard line when we come back right after this.
I've been chatting with Larry Johnson. Larry's from Seattle, and he's been at the Shriners Hospital more than one time. Larry, how many times have you been here?
For about 18 years now I've been coming.
18, when did you first come?
I came at 13 months old when my leg was amputated.
And you have to come back almost every year?
Every year I come back for a new prosthesis.
I see. And the reason that you have to come back, do they wear out or what happens?
They wear out, such as this one. They get abrasions, cracks, they really scratch up.
Okay. And I understand you've got a new leg with a spring in it that lets you run and jump and do a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a new product they came out with. It's called the Flex Walk.
Good. Larry, what does a leg like that cost?
A leg like this runs about $10,000.
$10,000, but the Shriners Hospital is free.
Yeah.
Larry is just one example how the Shriners Hospital helps young people throughout the Northwest. So when you see the number on your screen, pick up the phone and make a pledge.
Closed caption television. It puts words into your world.
To be a used car dealer and stay in business for more than 40 years, you have to be different. We're not after the one-time sale. We want you to buy car after car from us.
Don Lee Motors, a different way to buy a used car.
I'm in love with a man who terrifies some people. The people he buys our diamonds from, for example. They're afraid of him because he won't compromise on quality. He insists on exceptional style. He's only interested in the unique and original, and he knows our customers won't accept anything less than a fair price. That's my man, Nick Grieve. When he's buying diamonds, he can be terrifying. But to me and my customers, he's always been a pussycat.
Carl Grieve, the art of exceptional value.
Okay, welcome back. We're with Matt James, the brilliant defensive back who has wrecked the Norris Drive down there. I say brilliant because you have never played defensive back before, have you?
No, I haven't. I've played just a little bit of safety, mostly just play quarterback on offense, and this camp allowed me to sort of play a couple different positions and exploit, some of my speed and to work my best.
How do you familiarize yourself with a position?
Oh, I just try to work a lot with reps, work with some of the, like Mike Wynn, work some single coverage with him because I knew, in certain situations I was going to have to go up one-on-one with Coda, and, Mike's best, one of the best wide receivers in the state, and I just worked with him all week and kind of paid off a little bit.
Of course, it's a little scary being one-on-one out there on the corner all by yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially when Chris comes out there, and I was thinking, one-on-one, I got no help, and I bit on the inside, and then I just dashed back out the outside. He ran a little post corner, and luckily the ball was a little bit underthrown, and I was there to make the play.
Sheer raw speed. Okay, Rick Metzger, back to you.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Matt. Okay, we're back for the fourth quarter, ready to start festivities with the North backed up against their own end zone, and they'll be taking the football, trying to work themselves out of a jam. They're second down. 12 yards to go, and the ball is at the 1 yard line. Here's our third quarter statistics. Things starting to improve on the offensive end.
Got to have a good line, Serge, if you're on offense. Hello.
The quarterback has a man open right across the middle, and another
Ty
great
Kraft.
play.
Ty Kraft, the receiver, Rick. And in on the stop was number 11. That's Tony Coker out of Lebanon.
Kraft, of course, out of Canby, 6'2", 200 pounds, takes them out of the shadow of their own end zone and gives them a first down up at the 18-yard line. First downs improved considerably. You might remember it was 3-3 at halftime. Now the South has taken command with an 8-6 count, but the offensive yardage, 168 to 130. We've doubled it in one period of play. So they're starting to get a bit more familiar with the offense, a bit more comfortable with opening things up as well.
Well, they gave to the dive back that time, showing a dive perhaps option, except Fellows did not extend it out, just a dive. They can run option out of that if they choose to.
Picks up a yard of the play. 2nd down and 9. The ball is at the 20-yard line.
North doesn't have to panic now. They can run it a little bit and mix it up.
They would like to keep the South, though, from gaining field position. They trail by a 10-6 count, so the South could come back if they get the ball in the North territory. And the North would like to get a couple of first downs here and pin them back a little further.
There's something you did not see a whole lot during the season. Wynn dropped one like that.
Mike Wynn, number 31 out of Franklin High School, who's been, like a lot of players, going both ways.
Brian Green on the coverage. Yeah, he's got to be tired. He has
a monumental effort in this kind of weather.
Yeah, it really is.
And keep in mind that even though some of these players do this at the high school ranks, they don't do it in 15-minute quarters. They do it in 12-minute quarters. They're playing collegiate rules, and there's a lot of extra time on the football field.
Wynn may need a break here.
So Jason Fellows brings his Chargers out on a 3rd down and 8 yards to go from the 20, 21-yard line. He doesn't like what he sees at the line of scrimmage and takes a timeout.
Coach Stotts, Terry Donahue of UCLA in line 1. Give Wynn a break.
We've got 14 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in this Shrine Football Classic. The North leads the South by a 10-6 count, and we'll have more from Civic Stadium right after this.
Getting to know you.
Geo Metro.
Getting to know all about
Really nice. Really?
Getting to like you.
This is really cool.
Getting to hope
Really?
you like me.
Really? Great. Really?
Get to know Geo Metro for just $66.95.
Really? That's all?
Really, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
All right, penguins, make sure we're not wasting water.
Gotcha.
And rats, check that the house is properly insulated. And Bessie, make certain we're recycling all our bottles, cans, and paper.
Gee, Piggy, what can we do to help the environment?
Let's not waste electricity.
To find out what you can do to help, write to Make a Difference, National Wildlife Federation, Washington, D.C. 20036.
Lights out!
Back at Civic Stadium, we're in the 4th period of play, 14 minutes, 2 seconds to go. The North leading the South by a 10-6 count. Well, it's a Portland Classic. Coin TV is proud to present the 8th season of Waterfront Classics. The first concert will be August the 21st, featuring the West Coast Chamber Orchestra. Join Coin TV for Waterfront Classics. Oh, it sounds good right now, waterfront anything. It's still warm down in the field and heating up on offense. Fellows rolls to his right, then to his left, pumps fakes over the middle, and has only the defenders to throw to, but nobody could get to the football. The closest person to that was number 21 for the South All-Stars.
Yeah, Carl Davis
was intended receiver.
He was a blue shirt, you're right, Rick, but he wasn't anywhere near it. Don't you think that Jason was trying to create something on the fly there? There wasn't much going. The receivers are trying to come back and help out, so it didn't work out.
And Ace Burdick of Thurston, number 21, was the closest one to the football. Unfortunately for the North, unable to pick that up. So it's 4th down, a punting situation. And it's kicked away by Dave McLaughlin of Milwaukee. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line by number 7, Chad Cota of Ashland. And the South will take over with good field position. They trail only by 4 and have looked good on offense their last 2 possessions. 35 yards on the kick. We're starting to go down in the overall department of kicking. Well over 40 yards in the first half and averaging about 37 here in the second half of play. Maybe the air is getting a little heavier. Or the foot's getting a little heavier, one of the two.
One of the two. Ace Burdick. Isn't that a great name? And he's going to play for Tom Smythe at Lewis and Clark. Smythe deserves a player in his kind of offense named Ace.
That's right.
Burdick played at Thurston.
Pitch out goes to Adam Bratland of Churchill. Cuts back on the inside. Gets by 2 defenders. He has some running room, but he is finally tripped up and cannot escape the grasp of guess who? Matt James, number 7. Finally trips him up.
On an option like that, you assign somebody to a dive back if there is a dive back. If it's a quick option like that, you got someone on the quarterback, someone on the pitch back. The corner that time was out there, but he didn't make the play. And that was Craig Gabriel, Gabriel was outside. He was ready to make the play. Could not get the job done to find individual effort.
Matt James finally bringing him down at the 35-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes to the first man through, number 22. It's Bratland again. He just powers it down to the 30-yard line. So who are they going to key on? They got Stockham in the game, who has burned him in the third quarter, and now Bratland is starting to take control.
There's a lot of pressure now. You're absolutely right. A lot of pressure on this North defense because the South has shown an ability to mix it up here better in the second half than they did the first. We've got Connect in a quarterback now.
Okay, officials timeout.
You know, a number of these fellows, Rick, played over in England late spring. They had an all-star team from Oregon. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in just a moment because some of them had a real weird experience over there.
Okay, we got 12:51 to play here at Civic Stadium. The North leading the South by a 10-6 count. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
On the next MASH, Colonel Potter discovers tomato juice.
Delish.
But finding more may be tough even for a smart tomato like Radar.
Do you want to make sure you get some every morning? No chance. The juice was a fluke. We got it canned by mistake.
While death suddenly drops from the sky.
My fly sank. If he doesn't come up in 10 seconds, I'm going in after him.
We're taking out all of the bugs on MASH.
MASH, Monday at 6:30 on Coin TV.
As people grow up, they learn about their own little pieces of the world. They understand the world according to their own history and culture. But if people study in another part of the world, their perceptions change. Rotary sponsors international scholarship and exchange programs to help people see the big picture. Rotary knows we're all in this together.
All right, we're up here in the booth, Mike, where it's got to be about 115 degrees. I don't think we're more comfortable than the people down in the field, but we're sure enjoying the football game.
I apologize for raising my arm just to wave.
I lay mine down and all my papers stick to it. Okay, back on the field. Second down, 5 yards to go for the South All-Stars. The ball is at the 30-yard line, and a touchdown would give them the lead. And they've got two workhorse backs in there right now. The up man is Adam Bratland. The deep man in the eye, Jason Stockman, both have shown well here in the second half, and it's Stockman with the football. He has that opening on the left side, but his gang tackled as he eludes one defender back at the 32-yard line, and that'll be a loss of about a yard.
Getting up from the bottom of that pile, Canby's Chris Schmidt. That time, I think Stockman cost himself. He's had some success creating. He had a lead block. He was to take that inside. That was designed for it. He tried to create. This time it didn't work. First rule, trust the play. Go to the hole first.
Stockman has 110 yards, 49 yards rushing, 61 yards in pass reception. So he's been a balanced offensive attack. Lone back right now is Bratland, and Stockman right now is in the slot position to the left. Wide out, top and bottom. Stockman goes into the motion. It's an option play on the reverse. It's picked up by number 7, Chad Cota of Ashland. He's got running room. He could go all the way. Finally nailed down at the 9-yard line. That fooled everybody. Although the official says he stepped out at the 16. We'll see what happens here. See which one is going to overrule who. No, they're going to mark it down
First
at the 9.
and goal. Matt Binker to Hillsborough saved the touchdown on this now. Set up like an option pitch. However, the slot comes across and takes the pitch. They go the opposite way, and you saw the end result. First and goal inside the 10 for the South. It's set up just like they're going to run a speed option. The slot comes the other way, steps in front, takes the pitch.
They're at the 9-yard line, 11 minutes, 37 seconds to go, and they're looking for the lead. Stockman, the low man. And Stockman gets the football. Stockman has an opening. Stockman's looking for the corner. Doesn't quite make it. Down to the 1-yard line. And he is nailed as he comes off the artificial turf, but he's okay.
Tom Bonner out of Marshall, chasing him all the way to the corner.
Here it is again, Jason Stockman with the football, and he was looking for the corner of the end zone and just about found it.
Quarterback reverses out that time, jabbing away and coming back to the play side. Here's your running back, Stockman.
What's the chances we're going to see Bratland or Stockman with the football
Well,
on second and goal from the 1? Hands off to the first man through. Bratland not quite there.
You picked the right guy, but the defensive line on that side, anchoring it over there for the North, number 74, Stammers.
They got good penetration right at the line of scrimmage. Enabled them to save the touchdown.
Good play all night from number 55, Adam White, at nose tackle. Also in there now.
John Young is also in there. We got 2 big bruisers, Sellers and Young.
Rex Putnam's Ryan Betts in the ball game at an inside backer.
Touchdown.
Let's see.
He takes it over himself.
You don't have to get cute when you're that close, do you?
I think he had everybody concentrated on those 2 big bruisers in the backfield, and Tom said, hey, I can do this. Here it is again. You got a good surge from the line, broke through, off left guard and tackle, and in for the touchdown.
I'll tell you, I don't know if that was a mix-up or not, Rick, because you see initially, just before the snap, the center is uncovered. Then we see Rex Putnam's Ryan Betts from his inside backer spot jump down at the last minute, but he wasn't there quick enough. You see that center uncovered. Goose sneak, some call it. You've got the option to run that play as a
They're going for 2. And they had the right play, but a little too long on the arm. Josh Sellers out of Klamath Union looked for the football, had the room, but just a little bit over his head. So that makes it a 12-10 football game, and thus still within the reach of the lake. So my microphone
with 10:41 to go, it's still within the reach of the North. Now again, we get back to what Rick alluded to, and that was the missed point after. At that point, it was a 4-point lead for the North. Now the North trails by 2. A field goal for the North obviously gives them the lead. Again, we get back to that missed point after by the South on their first touchdown. Not to mention this. Back deep, LaRue Burton from Jefferson. Along with number 20, Jason Berry. And number 34 for the North, Eric Green out of Tiger. Well, we haven't seen a pooch kick or any kind all night. It's been practiced. Burton takes it at the 5, is going to run back middle. He broke a tackle, takes it across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line. Number 69 for the South, Rick, had a hand on the shoulder pads, but you got to get your eyes and numbers and square up on that man. Mike McCulley out of West Albany had a shot at him back at the 20. $54-yard kick, 26 on the return.
I'm back with you, Mike. After kicking the head side clear off my head and breaking it into 5 million pieces, but we got a spare. This is exciting stuff.
You've been waiting so long for some excitement, you just got carried away.
And the ball at the 32-yard line. Barrick back in at quarterback. Barrick rolls to the right, has an opening, and completes the pass at the 39-yard line.
And Ed's got somebody downstairs for us, Rick.
Right. That's right. The old quarterback sneaker here. You know, we were just talking. Let's down here that the Norris offensive line has finally worn down the South, or vice versa. The South offensive line has worn down the offs. That football player just come falling through here. You wore down their front four, looks like, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we have. It's tough in the heat to keep with us. We got some big horses on the line, and those guys are really big. And when it's tough and that much weight's laying on you, something's bound to give.
Good luck down to Stanford.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to get out of here. It's really dangerous on the sidelines, folks.
Hang in there, Big Daddy. All right, we're down at the 45-yard line. The North answering offense with offense. McClave on the reception there takes it down to the 45-yard line. There it is again.
That's a quick little slant across the middle. Somebody lost track of the tight end. Usually coming across the middle, a backer should be picking him up. Good pass, too. Help. 5-man front again, as it has been most of the night for the South on defense. They're going to give it to him. No. Out of bounds. Wynn out of bounds.
Great catch by Mike Wynn, but ran out the football field.
Well, it's not a reception, but if nothing else, it gives us an opportunity tonight to see the potential and the talent that UCLA saw. You're going to see it again here. It's a great catch, but all for naught. He's out of bounds. Let's take a peek.
Great spiral, too, on the football.
Does he come down? No. Good call.
Tremendous concentration on Wynn's part, and he was well covered. You can't fault the defender on that play either, even if there was more football field. That was a great defensive effort. Matt James splits to the top of your screen. Barrick, the quarterback. Wynn is split to the bottom. Double setback. Barrick back to throw. Overshoots his receiver this time. Again, looking for McClave on that same play. We saw 2 offensive plays earlier, but this time overshoots the mark.
What McClay's trying to do on that is get behind the backers. If the inside backers don't get depth quickly on their drop, well, he'll try and slide in behind him in front of the safety. That time they got some depth. The play wasn't there, and I think Barrick wisely just got that ball out of harm's way.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 45-yard line. We got 8 minutes, 53 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. The North trailing now the South by a 12-10 count. So a field goal could still win the football game. So position will be very important if they can get a couple of first downs. Barrett rolls back to pass. Sets up. Has a man open in the middle. First down North.
That time he got in the seam.
Andrew McClave in traffic, and he delivers.
All right, McClave coming from the right side of your screen, takes it a little deeper this time. They didn't have him cut so hard towards the middle, took it a little deeper, got behind the backer, the safeties were occupied, and it was there.
And he got nailed on the play and held onto the football. Great concentration and a great delivery, too, by Kurt Barrett. First down, 10 yards to go. In the I formation, McClave split down to the bottom of your screen, double wide out to the top. He's looking Barrett, he's looking McClave's way. McClave takes the football down to the 11-yard line. Pick up of 8 yards on the play will bring up a 2nd down and 2 from the 11.
Notice this half, they're splitting Andy McClave out a lot more. They had him in at tight end strictly in the first half. And the Scholastic academic Oregon kid from Jesuit is having a fine second half. Little hitch pattern that time.
Barrick has really warmed up, too, on offense in this half after a dismal first half on offense by everyone. It is 7 for 10, 82 yards. And we'll be back with more from Civic Stadium, 10-12 with the count.
Did you know that 99 out of 100 people will watch Portland television this week?
What's television?
That's almost everyone.
Hi, I'm Rick Wood from Oak Unlimited. Since we've been using TV as our main source of advertising, we've seen a dramatic increase in our sales. TV is one of the main reasons we continue to grow and expand our business. TV works. It works for us. I believe it'll work for you.
For more information, contact your local TV station.
There was a time when people helped their neighbors, and together they built a stronger community. This spirit lives on today in NeighborWorks, a unique partnership of local residents, business, and government leaders. NeighborWorks volunteers have rebuilt over 100,000 homes, restoring pride to millions of neighbors. So help a neighbor and a nation. Join NeighborWorks, reversing decline, rebuilding pride.
You're looking at the North offense, trying to get back in control of this football game, trailing by a 12-10 count. The ball at the 12-yard line, 2nd down, and 2 yards to go. A couple of great plays from Barrick to McClave has put the North into position to perhaps take the lead again. Now, Matt James and Mike Wynn split to the bottom of your screen. The pitch out, though, goes to number 34.
He got it.
And Green does give the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the North.
Well, I'll tell you, nothing fancy about that. Let's get the ball out there quickly. Let's go attack the outside and get there quick with a toss. Get the 2 yards. That gives them first and goal. And now the heat becomes a factor on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a matter of wills, and we may get down to whoever has the last possession here.
Now, we only have 7 minutes to go. It'll be interesting to see the play selection for the North, because obviously this is a chip shot for Matt James to give the team the lead. They don't want to sacrifice anything on offense in which they might lose possession of the football.
Here's something unusual right now that we haven't seen in recent years. I think with the group that's on there now, the North definitely has more size in their line than the South.
Pitch out goes to Barry. And Barry, who's already shown lightning speed in this football game, gains a few more.
I'll tell you, he didn't make the tackle. Aaron Sturdivant did not make the tackle. However, Stammers, he got underneath the block of Stammers, and he strung that play out. He would not let himself be taken out of the play, and he broke it down. That's a good effort by Aaron Sturdivant.
Here's a good look at Gary Stouts from Gresham High School, the head coach for the North in this Shrine Classic. Gary's participated as an assistant coach on numerous occasions in this football game. Second down and goal to go from the 6-yard line with 7:11 to go, and the North now, for the first time in this football game, trailing by a 12-10 count. Matt James splits wide to the top of your screen. Mike Wynn to the bottom of your screen. Double setback behind Kurt Barry. James is in motion. Handoff goes to Barry. Barry is met at the line of scrimmage and then pushed back after penetrating the 5-yard line.
Well, you put yourself in a position where you either play a conservative and bring it back closer to the center for a field goal attempt, or go up on top.
They mark it just inside the 5-yard line, so it's third down and goal.
Receivers don't have, obviously, a whole lot of room to work down here when you're this close.
We'll see what Gary Stouts has called from the sidelines.
These are tough calls inside the 5. That's why I'm an assistant coach, not a head coach. I don't want that kind of pressure.
Carl Davison and Mike Wynn now split to the top of your screen. And the pitch out.
Ty Jeter there on the stop, along with Brian Blix for the South. But let's hold it a moment. Let's see what we got.
There's a flag on the play. Green was stopped. Now this is going to be interesting. It's holding on the North.
Captain!
If they decline the penalty, they pretty well force the North into a field goal situation. If they accept the penalty, of course, they give the North another shot at the end zone. I guess it all depends on how much confidence they have defensively on Matt James's foot for the North. But I would imagine they would accept this.
I think you got to accept it.
Just hope that something goes. Actually, in some ways, you might consider this a break for the North.
Gets the offense.
You've got to accept it. That puts them back, because you're going to tack on 10 more yards for any field goal attempt from back there, plus where the ball is spotted. All it does
looped around the cheerleaders. They moved when we.
Here we go. They are just attacking the outside with a quick toss and trying to beat them to the corner, but excellent pursuit by the South. Nothing fancy in offensive, basic defensive pursuit for the defense.
But the North does get another opportunity now on offense. Let's see what they do with it. It's going long for Mike Wynn, and Wynn was not expecting the deep pattern, I guess.
No, he put on the brakes. He looked like he was running. A quick hook out there. He's looking back in at Bjerrick, but no sense staring at each other. Hey, you're both in the same boat. You didn't play together during the year. Don't expect to get it all right in 10 days.
We'll find out with Matt James now, but this should be an easy shot for Matt, assuming he gets a good set. My point being only that since they were stopped on offense, the North had another opportunity. Definitely they wanted the touchdown. And I think they have a lot of confidence that Matt will still be able to split the uprights. So we'll see what happens. The ball is set down at the 22-yard line, making this a 32-yard field goal attempt for Matt James. He's already kicked one in this football game, that in the first half. Good spot. Kick is up, and it didn't work out that way. Matt shanked it to the right.
Aaron Sturdivant in there to hurry him a bit. Aaron Sturdivant has had a fine night for the South on defense. Another Ashland Grizzly, number 54. Now the South takes over, 5:54.
As it turned out, a great play for the South on the penalty. They avoid not only the touchdown, but the field goal as well. And I think Matt's a little disappointed there, but nothing to be ashamed of. He just didn't quite get the foot directly on the football. It looked to be a good set. But there's still time. Here it is again.
Take a look. I don't think anybody got a hand on it.
No, I think Matt just didn't quite hit it cleanly.
He didn't get all of it.
Now, the South is going to take time out and talk about this a little bit. They have a very precarious, but a lead nonetheless at 12-10 with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go here at Civic Stadium. There's Tommy Connect, quarterback, coming out to meet the huddle and talk with the rest of his teammates out there.
Now, the questions they're asking among themselves as coaches, Rick, are the same they would ask if this were a conference game or a state playoff game. How conservative do we dare be? How daring do we be? They've got to be flexible enough and willing to put the ball in the air. So I don't think you're going to see any, I don't think you see anything deep, but then again, what are they playing for? They're playing for the kids of the Shrine Hospital, so they may just fool us entirely and put it up on top. I think you just run your base offense, mix it up like you would in the middle part of a ball game until you get inside the 50, then make some adjustments, maybe get a little more conservative from there.
Well, with the way both offenses have been able to move the ball in the second half, you got to believe the South definitely wants to get a first down or two. They don't want to give the North the football back right away and count on Matt James missing another one.
They'll just run their basic offense, mix it up.
But Tommy Connect is back in at quarterback. With 5:44 to play, his team on top by a 12-10 count. The ball at the 20-yard line.
His first team All-State as a safety.
Hands off to number 44, John Young out of Roseburg. I'd call that conservative.
Yeah, there's one conservative. Now they're going to make a liar out of me and run two conservative. Ty Kraft to Canby on the stop for the North All-Stars.
Brian Green bringing in the play for the South All-Stars. Brian, of course, out of Redmond. That'll take Chad Cota out of the football game for a moment.
Single back set.
Corey Abraham going to the top of your screen. Brian Green is the set wide out to the bottom. And Connect goes across to the man in the slot. That's number 42, Josh Sellers out of Bryan Union. And Josh takes it right up to what looks to be the first down marker.
We may have a measurement.
It looks like the first down stick is right on the 30-yard line, and the nose of the football is right on the 30-yard line.
Take a look at this play, slipping out unnoticed. And somebody made a big mistake. A backer should have been coming over on him and been out.
The officials rule that the nose of the football passed the stake, so it's a first down and 10 yards to go. So the South comes through on their first mission, and that is obtaining a first down. Ball to the 30-yard line.
Either a backer should have picked him up or a corner should have been squatting on the flat and been prepared to take it.
Cota back in the football game, split to the bottom of the screen. High formation. Pitch out goes to number 42. That's Sellers. Sellers cannot turn the corner.
Try that toss to the outside. There's nothing unusual about that play. The idea is you're just going to attack as quickly as you can with a quick toss the corner. Get out there.
And they are very successful right now at running down the clock. We're at 4:19 and counting, and they're in no hurry to rush these plays right now. This time Sellers goes into the slot, leaving Young as the lone setback behind Connect. And he gets the football again. Sellers left uncovered again. Hey, I'll take the football. And he's up to the 39-yard line, just shy of another first down.
Winning on the stop along with number 22. That's Craig Gabriel out of Sunset. Gabriel's had a busy night for the South. But that's what you want to do. You get two and a half yards first play, 6.5 on this play. Don't have to have big plays. You have to have first downs. Josh Sellers, who did it all year for Klamath Union. He's a tough kid.
I have a funny feeling Sellers will be covered on this play. We'll see what happens.
Hey, either cover him or jam him at the line and don't let him get out. I mean, look right there, number 9, Andrew McClave's over it.
Okay, mix up at the line of scrimmage as Connect runs in to the man he was handing the football off to. That doesn't work very often, and John Young really had no place to go. Tommy comes over and says to the coaches, hey, look, I told you it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, you don't get away with that too often.
So it's fourth down. The North presumably will get their hands back on the football again.
We're going to have some fun, I think, the last 2:50. The clock winding down here in the fourth quarter. 12-10 the score. South.
A little confusion on the North. They're trying to figure out who's going to be on what sideline. You can hear the talk down on the sidelines. Coaches are getting into this, baby.
I haven't heard and seen this intensity level on either sideline. all week. But this is typical of an all-star game. But once the lights are on, they're ready.
Okay, a very poor kick goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So the break the North needed comes their way. Very short kick.
Who's
First
coming
down
on?
and 10 yards to go.
Yeah, they're bringing out Jason Fellows.
Jason Fellows. Only 25 yards on that punt. Needless to say, his worst performance of the night, as the kicking has been a shining spot for both sides most of the evening. Fellows will be the quarterback, 1st and 10. The ball at the 36, and Mike, 2 minutes, 28 seconds to go to get back on the scoreboard.
Well, McClave is a tired boy. He's staying in at tight end now for the North.
Hamilton split to the bottom of your screen. Matt James to the top. I formation. And Fellows is going to air it out. He's looking for his teammate from Gresham High School, but Hamilton can't bring it down at the 38-yard line. Second down and 10.
Ball perfectly played that time for the South. Hamilton did not have a chance. Ace Burdick, the corner on that play, had it covered all the way.
Well, I think we'll see a lot of aerial efforts here, not only to keep the clock suppressed if in fact they're not complete, but also because the North has shown the ability to move through the airways.
And they're getting down to that, hey, we've got no choice part of the ball game. At least they've got to get some first downs to get it within respectable field goal range quickly.
Hall out of Benson, the lone setback. Triple wide out to the bottom of your screen. Fellows goes back to pass.
Good
he
route.
has his man open. That's him, number 20, Jason Berry. And Berry takes it down to the 35-yard line.
Ace Burdick looking for some help from the safety, and the help didn't come up quick enough. Consequently, the first down, a big first down.
And that'll stop the clock when they move the stakes. We're down at the 35-yard line. Now the North only trails by 2, so a field goal will win the football game. Hall and Berry are the setbacks. James split to the bottom of your screen. Wynn to the top. It's going to Mike Wynn. Wynn makes the reception at the 29-yard line. The tackle is not complete. Wynn bounces off. Finally rolled out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That will stop the clock, or did they rule him out? The clock is running. They say he stayed in bounds. So that's a bad break for the North. They're going to regroup quickly. And Fellows has him right up to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 1.
Mike Wynn makes you hold your breath, doesn't he? He's that kind of player. He gets that ball. And
Same offensive set. Hurry up offense. Fellows calling out the play. High formation. Fellows drops back. Has a man across the middle. It's complete. Down to the 16-yard line. That'll be a first down. Helmets come rolling.
Andrew McClave going to be one tired boy at the end of tonight. That is the ultimate in concentration, and right now, exhaustion and the impact of the hit have got to McClave, who is still down on the ground.
They'll attend to him with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go here in the football game. McClave and his North All-Stars trailing by a 12-10 count.
Great hands, great size, 6'4", 225, going down to UCLA.
He's from Jesuit, 6'4", 225.
Ken Potter's got some kids coming back at Jesuit this year. He's got some beef out there.
That program's been on the move for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, it has.
Look how many people it takes to bring Andy down. I think he might have got hurt a little bit in the twisting of going down to the ground. But,
certainly the surface is not as hard to hit as it was here just a couple of years ago. That's a very nice new artificial surface here at Civic Stadium.
It was like your driveway before. I mean,
yeah. Complete with the potholes. First, second, third, and home.
Yeah, this is a great field.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of the field down in Eugene now.
He's a tired boy. That's what that was about. He took a hard shot and he said, hey, I got to catch my breath. McClave's okay.
Okay, but the situation on the field now. First add, 10 yards to go for the North at the 16-yard line. They trail by 2 with 1 minute and 27 seconds to play. Jason Fellows is the quarterback. He's got Ramon Hall as his lone setback.
Trips to the left. 3 wide receivers
Berry
left.
and Hamilton. Down to the left with Matt James in the slot. Fellows rolls out. He's looking for Mike Wynn. Wynn has it at the 8-yard line and decked right there.
Great pattern, great timing by Jason Fellows. Pickup of about 8 on that play, and there's no huddle.
Second down. About 2.5 yards to go. Clock down to a minute and ticking. Hamilton split to the bottom of your screen. Barry now back in the I formation. He's going to Mike Wynn and overshoots it. And that'll stop the clock with 50 seconds to go. And now still 3rd down and still 2 yards to go for the North All-Stars.
Okay, interesting now. Interesting call. You have 3rd and 2 yards to go for the first. They have to get to the 6. You're trailing by 2. You've got 50 seconds. You keep it on that hash mark. You want to get it over to the left a little bit for the kicker. Or do you run a play to score and then worry about it on 4th down? Leave it on that hash mark and try and pass for the end zone.
Wynn, Hamilton, Nielsen split out.
Draw.
Right up the middle. Great call. It'll be the 1st down as long as he holds on to the football. And that crossed everybody up. I don't think anyone was expecting the draw play. And Barry came through with the critical 1st down.
There's the draw. Jason Barry waited for the ball to be brought to him. That's how you execute that play as a running back. 1st and goal for the North. 42 seconds to go. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, Rick.
Slow start, fast finish. The ball just outside the 5-yard line. Jason Barry trying to get his jersey and the
clock started.
Tucked back into position.
Down to 35.
Nielsen the running back. High formation now.
Audible changing it at the line.
Fellows tries to find a receiver. He just throws that one away. Good move by Jason Fellows. Had nothing going on offense. 1st down, has plenty of downs. He needs the time. 25 ticks on the clock, so he threw the ball away.
I hear somebody down there booing. Give me a break. These guys have not played together. 25 seconds to go. Hey, this is tough territory to pass.
Well, that was a smart play. He didn't want to eat that football back there and have that clock run out. He wants to save his downs. And right now, he can get all 4 downs in 25 seconds. So,
and changing the play at the line of scrimmage. How many of these guys that haven't played together are doing what they're supposed to be doing? You don't know.
Davison to the bottom, Wynn to the top.
Time.
Is it a touchdown? No. They say no.
No, it fell out.
Carl Davison of Tigard trapped the football, waiting for the call from the official, but he wasn't going to get it. 3rd down and goal. Here it is again.
Take a look. He gave it his best shot.
Yeah,
he might have got away with it. He had the hands underneath, but he just didn't hang on.
But since it bopped out, he didn't have any. He had the official screen, but he couldn't hold on to it. So 19 seconds to go. 3rd down goal. Ball to 5-yard line. Nielsen to the bottom of your screen. Wynn to the top. Fellows back to pass. He just tripped and fell.
Yeah.
That was Nathan Hamilton out of Gresham. So we're down to this. 15 ticks on the clock. The North trailing the South by a 12-10 count. And the game apparently to rest on the toe of Matt James, who has the ball squarely in the middle of the upright.
The alternate who impressed everybody. South has called a timeout. Boy, tough break. Hamilton had a step, but he used it to step on his other foot, and he went down.
There's Mike Wynn on the north sidelines. You're also looking at Eric Green there, number 34. Number 88, Nathan Hamilton, just in on the last series. Hoping that Matt James now can propel their club into a 1-point lead and win the Shrine Classic by a field goal kick late in the 4th quarter, a la 1989, in which they won 17-14.
And if they make it, it'll give maybe 5 seconds, 7 seconds for the South to try and do something on the kickoff. The University of California play, of course. Everybody has that one.
Yeah, right, but where's the band?
Yeah. Well, I was mentioning earlier about how a lot of these guys went over to England, play in an all-star game, a cumulative all-star game of a bunch of kids from the state of Oregon. They got over there and they're playing guys that were 26, 27, 28 years old, basically like a tavern semi-pro football team. They won a few ball games, but they said these guys were huge, and they were just terror thugs, really working them over. They said it was an interesting experience.
We'll let you watch it. Matt James, 23 yards out. This is for the win. Nothing to say. You can tell by the enthusiasm on the south sidelines and the very disappointed
Look at Matt James. Tough break for the North. South elated, to say the least. There's 11 seconds left on the clock for the South.
They'll need a miracle now. 11 seconds on the clock. The South needing to come up with the key defensive play, and they've done it back-to-back. Both times on field goal attempts.
And I don't think there's a whole lot of second guessing that can go on. You had a tough breakdown here with Nate Hamilton, could not get his feet in the right position, went down on a ball that was thrown on a timing pattern where it should have been.
Well, tell me now, what's Tommy Connect, the quarterback, going to do?
Gosh, Rick, he may join him in the seats in the back there.
Okay, that'll count it down. 8, 7, see if they take a timeout. I don't think they will. 4, 3. That's it. The South All-Stars trailing by a 10-0 count, scoring back to score 12 unanswered points and then hold the North on 2 key defensive plays deep in their own territory. As a result, a very worthy 12-10 winner in a hard-fought, very hot Civic Stadium football game here to honor the Shrine Hospital for Crippled Children. We got a lot more coming to you from Civic Stadium. We'll have that when we come back right after this.
It's been an exciting game, and I've had an exciting week spending time with the players, watching them in practice, spending time at the Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children. Great young gentlemen like this man Brian just had hip surgery, and all this service is free to the family. Doesn't cost one thin dime. And you can be part of this great hospital by just calling the number on your screen and making your pledge. Today, tomorrow, help the Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children.
Everyone knows the Ford Escort was the world's most popular car in the 80s. Now take a look at a car for the 90s.